Good morning. 24 minutes past AM in the morning. And I'm Danny de Hek, aka the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger. Got an interesting show for you today. Hopefully we'll stay on topic. I don't want to be here for 5 hours. My goal is just to be here for a couple of hours. We may be able to pop into a We Are All Satoshi meeting, or otherwise known as Boomerang. Well, last night Rob and I got together. Already done a video for today, my day, because I'm in New Zealand and it's 25 minutes past 7 in the morning and it's Monday morning. We did a video last night at midnight, my time. So that means you're probably watching this in the evening, because most of my viewers are all around the world and the majority of them seem to be having their Sunday night dinner about now. So that's great. So welcome along. Got any questions? You can put them in the chat room. Love to answer them. Last night, Rob and I had quite a few shocking revelations. Revelations? Yeah, we basically turned the website for Boomerang, proved it was a stick, not really a boomerang, inside out. And we showed you that all the trickery is all done with smoke and mirrors. So you can go watch that video and draw your own conclusion. And we also noted that they were, I think there's only one way to really do this. See you there, Richard, just give us a second. We've got share screen, and we did notice there was some interesting stuff going on with the Boomerang website. And I am actually going to bring that over here when I get this. Yeah, I'm just moving my boxes over a little bit, So there was an interesting, we've got a bet going. How long will this figure remain on the website? Now, I couldn't actually pronounce how much money that was, but apparently we're into the trillions. And I keep thinking of that guy, $1 million, Austin Powers, and then you have his evil laughter to go with it, which I'll probably even have a button here with his evil laughter, Oh my God, but really, how can you have that on a website that's theoretically a financial website? How can we watch? Like last night, I added up with Rob, over $150,000 is piled into this platform. People think they're doing real arbitrage trading, and it's just absolutely a joke. So what I want to do today is just go through some of the information that we have provided to the government agencies, which have done nothing. Well, I lie, actually. I did get an email back from the secretary of the Sarah Court, which was a lady, ASIC lady, that actually was in the Senate meeting a couple of weeks ago. And I told them that hundreds of thousands of dollars are disappearing, and Australians are actually committing these crimes. And every day we watch over $100,000 disappear from the community, from all over the world, and mainly, I'll say a lot in Australia. And they're just doing nothing about it. And I'm getting tired of it. So I thought, where do we go? Where do we reach out to? And how do we actually get these government organisations to actually do something? And the reason I say that is we've got a reporter from the Guardian newspaper in Australia. She's done over 12 articles showing the dirty deeds of Sam Lee. This is where this platform has originated from. We've got, we had an article that started off, this was October the 3rd, 2023, and this is from ABC News in Australia. And they did a documentary-style news article all about Sam Lee. And they even asked me to weigh in, and I provided some video evidence. They even put me in the newspaper. Didn't make me rich and famous yet, still complaining about that. Then I went through and we found that America has actually laid charges against Sam Lee. He's not even an American citizen. But I think this is America saying, hey, Australia, pull your finger out, do something about your citizen and lay some charges against him, because we're claiming that this guy's involved in a $1.7 billion scam. And Australia still ain't done nothing. No, nothing at all. So if you went and searched Google, you can find articles about Sam Lee committing fraud. I've even got Sam Lee coming out and telling this particular journalist that he's a hero. And he's actually had all these prisoners released to his care, and he runs a call center in Dubai. And the Guardian didn't know what they was talking about. And he even sits there and says that ASICs, not ASICs, SEC, their charges are embarrassing. Like he's somebody who deserves some sort of right of reply. But that's what newspapers do. They have to give people the right of reply. And so Sam did that. Then we go to CNBC, which have actually reached out to me, asking me for a follow-up story, to help them put together a follow-up story, which is even more sickening because the guy's got busy and it's just, just not, it's probably now going to be yesterday's newspaper. But, he's even been in the Australian articles. You have to pay to look at that one, so I didn't get into that. I don't even know how to pronounce this name, but there's numerous articles of Sam Lee, Australian, involvement in this one here has gone crazy. Instead of $4 billion scam, but then you're going to think that all these here, this figure here, here's people signing up for a platform that's connected to everything, and it's telling you that total profit that people have made is $7 trillion, and it's only been going for 3 months. And now I'm looking at this friggin' subscription service here where people can actually click a button and buy a license worth up to $10,000. And it just makes me sick. And then not only that, I've got articles, I've got videos of Australians defrauding Australians out of $100,000. This is a private video. And, I've written to the government. This is the government email. This is the reply from the government. Thank you for your email, blah, 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 blah. Your case number is blah, 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 blah. And you have information on numerous Australians involved in hyperverse Ponzi scheme, providing a private link to a YouTube video. They've acknowledged that, but then they go, oh, we can't open it because it's a private link, even though I didn't want everyone to see it. So I've made it public and everybody can see the video now of Yvonne Henry and Kate Longley, and then I go, well, let's just not stop there. Let me show you all their videos, which has since been removed, of Carl Miller, talking to Sam, this criminal. Let me show you videos of Sam Lee doing this thing just 2 days ago. And then you're thinking, why don't they at least lay charges against Sam Lee and, go after these 5 Australians? This guy here is a predator. He goes after communities, befriends them, and then tries to get them involved in We Are All Satoshi. His jet ski club, whether he belongs to or runs or manages or is an admin of, don't like him. And I've had over 5 people from his jet ski club saying he's a disgusting individual. They even said that he goes up and down the beach on his jet ski looking for young ladies to take for a ride on the back of his jet ski. And then if you go off to his TikTok, you can see he's just a dirty, disgusting individual. And please do sue me, Mark, for defamation. I'd love to see you in a courtroom. But I've just got all their videos that have been removed off the internet. I have actually got, this guy here, Carl Miller, he's on the dole. Yeah, I've got his pay slip. I know he's on the dole. He earns $738.60 a fortnight. But you think that would be enough to knock on Carl Miller's door and say, hey, Carl, I see that you're promoting this Ponzi scheme that's been in all the newspapers and it's all from Sam Lee, and we want to ask you some questions. Right now there's 40 individuals that have flown to Dubai who are running secret meetings about the next scam. About 5 months ago, they had all these individuals flying to Dubai, and I've got all the photos of it. And it just makes me sort of like sick. To this this video here, right?
Economics legislation.
So this is the video of the Senate, whatever stuff they call it. And if I go along to the right spot, I presume it's about there. We've got a guy, Andrew, who's a Senate. I think it's about here. Let's have a listen.
Yes, we're aware of it. You know about it? I wanted to ask you about it. So apparently there are two different schemes here. There's a blockchain global scheme and there's a hyper tech group.
That's right.
Do you know about this? I might just ask you a couple of basic questions, if that's okay.
Yes, ask me some basic questions and I'll see how I go.
In relation to these groups, do you know when there were first concerns raised with ASIC about these organisations?
Yes. So there's, if you just, can you just bear with me one moment? Sorry, Senator, I'm just going to find my notes because I have got a brief on this. I'm just trying to find it.
So don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. She's got a brief on this notice, this $1.9 billion scam. She's got a brief and she's looking for it through her paperwork.
And I know I've seen it very recently, so I'm not sure why it's taking me time to find it. My apologies, Senator.
That's all correct. Yeah.
Hello, everyone in the chat room, by the way. Just watched Sarah's trying to find her notes. Hello, Josephine. He looks lovely today.
Yes, it's Blockchain Global and Hypertech Group.
Yeah, sorry.
Hyperverse.
I know I've read it just recently, so sorry. Thank you, Senator. My apologies.
I'll find it here. It's just under my desk on the floor somewhere. I'll just find this memo somewhere. Somebody told me about a scam. Actually, we got told about it 2 years ago. But we passed it on to the police.
Back to your question.
Oh, sorry. So when did you have concerns raised?
So in relation to the, so there's two different entities that we're talking about, Senator. I'm sorry if that was made clear in your question.
Yes,
so Blockchain Global is the first one. Blockchain was an Australian registered crypto ASIC exchange. The cryptocurrency that Blockchain
Global, what?
So I can just ask you, because we don't have a...
What's up, Danny?
G'day, bro. Here you go, mate. Thanks for being in the background there. I was on a bit of a rant. I didn't want to go on too long, so you probably saved everyone. Blockchain Global.
I didn't realize
you go. You're drinking.
I didn't realize what she said, and I didn't realize you brought me in.
Yeah, no, I did. Blockchain Global was the company, actually. They rebranded Bitcoin Group, and they rebranded that, renamed that, I should say, to Blockchain Global. And Blockchain Global was the company that had a crypto exchange in it. And that's
I heard what he said. I just couldn't hear what she said.
Oh, she's trying to eat the microphone at the moment. She's a little bit embarrassed about their not acting hard enough for us.
Right.
Yeah. So let's carry on. I've already played this in another video that you'll find in my live section. You'll see you'll see Andrew and you'll also see Sarah. But I just thought I'd reiterate it today.
Crypto asset exchange, that doesn't exist in Australian law. So what actually was it? What sort of license did it have?
Well, it didn't have a license.
What did it have? An AFSL?
Did you hear that? Didn't have a license. So they're trading as a company in Australia. Didn't have a license. And they've got directors that haven't been made accountable for their action, even though they've stolen $58 million from Australians who trusted that ASIC would actually screen or manage or look after or keep an eye on the company that's registered in Australia. Isn't that just sort of like, woo? And then what have they done about it? No charges yet.
No, it didn't have an ASIC.
Yeah, it didn't have a license.
No license.
It's
no
unlicensed.
ASIC. It was unlicensed.
Okay, yep.
And in our view, it was not a financial product. And as you'd be well aware, Senator, there's this continuing grey area as to is a crypto asset.
You created the grey area.
Product that enlivens ASIC's jurisdiction, or does it not?
Yep.
Now that comes.
Even though they tried to list on the Australian share market 3 times and failed, they still weren't aware that this company was a financial institute.
Yeah.
Which it's quite funny,
Danny.
really. Yeah. Yo.
You and Rob just did that video, and that's exactly where I left off. You had just said to Rob, I don't understand. And you were talking about this gal right here. And you said, we kind of need to know what the freaking heck do you want us to tell you?
Yeah.
What do you want? What does the YouTube world, what does the real world want us to tell the freaking financial authorities in the real world today, in every nation? It should be simple right now, by now. And
Well,
that's what we should do, is we should break that down every day, you know, a different segment every day for the whole world to see. Like, that's what the problem is. You can't turn these people in because look how stupid these people are.
well, is
They
there
don't
a
even
crime?
act like it's a problem.
Is there a crime? Do you have evidence? Is it illegal? You know, like with the video that we did yesterday, well, today, funny enough, 7 hours ago and 40 minutes ago with Rob, it is. Rob said it's not a Ponzi scheme, Danny. And I said, what is it then, Rob? And he said, it's just straight fraud. I said, because they're telling people that they're doing arbitrage trading on this platform, but they're not. And they're literally taking their money for a service they're not providing.
No, it's
And-
still a Ponzi scheme, Rob, because they have the WAS. Just
Well,
because you can buy a license potentially without being connected to the affiliate marketing, you're still being told of future benefits. And they
Well,
lead you on by that. That's a
I-
Ponzi.
I said that, but then Rob came back with this. He said, well, no. He said, because what a Ponzi scheme is that it uses the membership money to pay investors. It gets the membership money from new investors to pay the old investments for the
But
investment.
that's the gray area. That's
Yeah,
probably
but
what they're doing.
This isn't an investment. This is actually a service. This is like
Right.
going to the petrol station and going, well, I'm gonna clean the windows of your car. I'm gonna put a new engine in it. I'll put new petrol in it, and it's going to cost you $10,000. And in the meantime, here's some nice smelly air freshener that will give you squirt in the car. And on the 1st of March, we're going to do all the mechanical work on your car we agreed to, but it never eventuates. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but Rob, you got to always bring into context that they started pitching the boomerang by you having people get rewards through the WAS system. So to be succinct about each line and defining everything to the definition of the Ponzi scheme, that's irrelevant. The freaking authorities need to do something about it. And if they're not going to do something about it, they need to come forward in every nation and define it every day, because it's redefining itself every day.
Yeah, it moves too fast for them to keep up with it, and this is 22 months old. Oh shit! I just actually lost a part. I'll get this done,
man.
and then no, you're right. I just wanted to see her looking through her paperwork. I didn't really. It's so funny this part here, mate. She's looking for the paperwork.
It says Blockchain Global and Hypertech Group.
Yeah,
Slash
sorry.
Hyperverse.
I know, I've read it just recently, so sorry. Thank you, Senator. My apologies. Back to your question.
Oh, sorry. So when did you have concerns raised?
So in relation to the, so there's two different entities.
Yep. Just reading the comment in here. Crypto coins. Watch the video about Boomerang creating peers and profits internally. Proven or not? Well, you have to sort of make your own conclusion on that one, I think. I mean, I would say definitely I know it's a scam because I've been following this for 2 years. But Rob, he's more risk averse, and he doesn't want to have his neck on the chopping block. So he will sit there and go, I'm not going to say. So in fairness to Rob, I sort of have to sort of say, well, yes, looking at these people's history and all the claims I've made to people, and I've seen all the money, I'm quite happy to call it a scam and put my my neck on the line. But you need to sort of come up with your own version of that, how you feel about that. I mean, would you feel comfortable giving that company $10,000 to do arbitrage trading after watching the video we did this morning?
Yeah, you got to even have an understanding. You got to understand that it's not going to be a perfect outcome, even if you do call it a scam. Because look at what the guy's doing. He's trying to determine, is it a scam? Well, nobody wants to be real.
And the other real serious thing, has any one person, you know, out of all the people, like literally right now, every minute, somebody's paying $500 for a license so they can have $1,500 worth of flash loan money, and they can actually do up to $30 worth of get their money back from they get $30 if they're lucky back from their $500 investment. Has any one of the people over the last 2 or 3 months got more money out than they've put in? because they're claiming, going
Right.
by the maths that we work out, that if you put $10,000 in on the 1st of March, you can sit there and work like a beaver and get $45,000 out, is what we added up. But if you
Yeah.
work out your $3 million, and then Rob showed last night that the maximum money you can ever get off the platform is 1.3. So wouldn't you just get 3 million and times it by 1.3, and that's the maximum return of investment you'd ever get if they don't fall over because they don't have the money to pay you, because they're literally paying you from a wallet address that's not connected to the alleged arbitrage trading. So that's it in a nutshell,
Right.
isn't it? Yeah, this is this lady.
Danny?
It's only a 5-minute video. This is 5 minutes and 5 minutes they've had in the Senate.
We're talking about, Senator, I'm sorry if that was made clear in your question.
Yes, it
So
was, yeah.
Blockchain Global is the first one. Blockchain was an Australian registered crypto ASIC exchange.
You scrambled up again for me.
Cryptocurrency that Blockchain Global offered.
What?
Every time she says it, she scrambles for me. But you're clear. I'm sorry to interrupt.
It's all right. I know you can't help yourself. Yeah.
So I can just ask you, because we don't have a system for crypto asset exchanges. That doesn't exist in Australian law. So what actually was it? What sort of license did it have?
Sorry,
It didn't have a license.
What did it have?
I have to. I hit the wrong button and I can't forward it because it's a 12-hour long recording. So we just have to wait until they catch up. It's hard to pinpoint exactly. Sorry, we repeated
No,
ourselves.
it didn't have an ASIC.
I didn't have a license.
No license.
It's
No
unlicensed.
ASIC. It was unlicensed.
Okay, yep.
And in our view, it was not a financial product. And as you'd be well aware, Senator, there's this continuing grey area as to is a crypto asset a financial product that enlivens ASIC's jurisdiction or does it not?
Yep.
Now that company, Blockchain Global, went into voluntary administration in October of 2021 and liquidation in February 2022, and it is said to owe about $58 million to creditors.
Do remember the directors disappeared. So did a laptop with a whole lot of crypto wallets in it. And originally it was 20 million. And then now it's 58 million. And the only person that's appeared after the theft is Sam, because he's stupid and popped up in Dubai. It started up Hyper One. If you don't know what Hyper One is, do a search for Hyper One and Shavis Amor, because he's the guy that was running it. Yeah, Shavis, the same guy that's running the scam that's going on right now. He started it. He started working with Sam Lee, even though he had his own tech company. Legend, apparently, but signed a whole lot of NDAs. They must just line up a whole lot of NDAs with these guys and get them to sign it all and take it. I'm working.
Yep.
So,
Here's your next 5 years of work. Sign here.
All right, let's go.
unlicensed, not a financial product. Separate to that, Senator, there's this group that we might broadly call the Hypertech group.
Yep.
Now that we understand was a offshore crypto, effectively a pyramid scheme that was set up in 2020, and there's been losses estimated in significant amounts globally. So, I mean, in effect, in our view, that Hyperverse group is a scam.
Now, that's brilliant, because now she said it's a scam. We can call it a scam as well, because
scammers.
It's the company head, the person that looks after all the company stuff in Australia and where this company was registered can call it a scam, then everyone can call it a scam now, because we can always default back to them.
Right.
We became aware of complaints about a Hyperverse. I'm just trying to get the precise date in this briefing, but through sort of 2020, we saw information about this scam unfolding. We issued a warning at that time, Senator, about crypto scams.
Listen to this bullshit. We issued a warning about scams in general at this time.
Yeah.
But not about
Makes
this
you
one.
want
In general.
Yeah.
It was,
Makes you want to freaking kick somebody in the head. Like, what are you freaking talking about, man?
yeah. And
Get the freaking heck out of here.
Yeah, I watched a video about it. I've got a Zoom meeting, 2020 of them promoting Hyperfund, and Amanda Lee is an Australian lady with Keith Williams doing all this shit. It's just incredible.
Generally, and we have, as you may be aware, talking about investment in crypto as being volatile and high risk, and warning consumers that if you want to put your money into crypto, you have to be willing.
Oh, in that case, you get out of jail free, don't you, lady?
No.
So do you make any?
See how she's painting the picture? She's creating the gray area.
He just said, did you make any complaints to the Victoria Police? So the Victoria Police got a complaint, and it took them 22 months. So if you just go back to my picture on the back here, and you can see that we've gone to the Senate, we've gone to ASIC, we've gone to the police. We haven't gone to the Prime Minister yet, but he's next on my list. And these guys haven't actually. The policeman handed it back to ASIC, saying that it may be a scam. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Well, any final words before I play again? You into that? Let's do it. Go. I'm just having a look too. We might go into the We Are Satoshi meeting and see what happens on Sundays if it's available. If anyone's got the link, we shut down one of their meetings last night. In fact, I went into baby, that's how we roll. We actually went into one of their Hindi meetings last night, and I put my hand up. They didn't recognize me, would you believe? And invited me to talk onto the stage and said, "Hello, Mr. McDonald," because that was my handicap name. And then I said, "Oh, g'day, how are you doing?" I said, "Have you right-clicked on the?" I went to talk, and then I said, "Oh, sorry, this is a Hindi meeting." Put my microphone on mute. So then I sat there and went, "What? Wait, I'm talking." You know, most Hindis can understand English. And then they turned my camera off, and then they kicked me out. And I thought and here I am trying to say, have you right-clicked on the website code and gone into Expect It and asked anyone why they've got all the exactly what we're doing? But they weren't interested, and that happened just before we went live. Funny, really. Hey, Jim, nice to see you here. And George, just see your comments coming through. We'll carry on we'll try to get this one done before we start getting interrupted by Zoom meetings. All right, here we go.
Yes, we released information to the Victoria Police in 2020.
Why?
That's actually his best question. Why did you report this?
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at it. Now she's going to sit there and go, because.
Look at her.
As I understand it.
She understands it now, even though she couldn't find the report 5 minutes ago.
Victoria Police had an investigation going into this matter. That's probably all I can say about it, Senator.
That's ridiculous.
Okay. Am I right in saying that ASIC advised the liquidator here in 2022 that it would not take action against the directors for alleged breaches of the Corporations Act?
Oh, that would hurt, eh? Imagine if that's your job, and your job is policing companies doing I bet you if I didn't pay my taxes in Australia for a few months, I would get told off. But I can go in there, take other people's money, be all over the media, and then have all the money disappear, and no one takes any action against the directors. And not only that, these companies are still like the companies that we're talking about. One's liquidated into voluntary liquidation, but the other companies are still theoretically operational. It's
Danny,
cool,
I'm telling you right now, man, you're the only one in the world talking about real news. Like, what other topic is up to the moment, up to the minute?
Yeah.
All that other stuff is fake. Like Canada right now, they want to kill the leaders. In America, we don't know who the secret government is. In the UK, they freaking suck because they all want to act like they're going to be quiet. You know, it's just a freaking shame, man.
I'll be hunted down. Come to my funeral. Here we go.
So, as I understand, this then moves away from Hypertech Group, which is this sort of amorphous global scam back.
No, I need to spend 2 hours with this lady and get her up to speed and just tell her,
Yeah.
you know, I've been doing this for 2 years. I know when Keith Williams farts.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
it's
don't say nothing. For 2 hours, I'm going to talk. After 2 hours, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to go another 2 hours because you're freaking ridiculous.
yeah.
Like,
Yep.
To blockchain global, I think, Senator, which is the connection between the two is that, as we understand it, some of the former directors of blockchain global are associated with Hyperverse, and that's
So have you taken?
Associated? You mean they were like on?
doing business as?
You mean they're all over the PowerPoint presentations that were flogged over and over and over again every Wednesday and every Saturday morning for like 2 years, 3 years, and you know, and have you not been watching Aussie's the crypto? Was it the ANZAU Crypto Whalers YouTube channel? I've got all their videos there, by the way, guys. If you want their videos, just let me know. They're on a hard drive. They're actually on a terabyte drive, and also I've got them backed up on Rumble, and I've also got them on YouTube, and I can just share them out. There's 5 Aussies that are literally Susie's just said that they don't seem to be doing a meeting today, even though trans shit normally pushes us down people's throats on your Sunday, my Monday. So hopefully we've shut down their meeting once again. We're actually having great success at actually getting these Zoom meetings offline. I'm still perplexed with Zoom not acting quicker, but they actually, I went through my list of Zoom meetings for all these other scams that I've been busting for the last couple of years. And I have to say 60% of the list I gave these Zoom has actually already been, they've got that 1001 error, which tells you that the account's been shut down. So we've had a lot
Danny,
of... You know,
to that note, Danny, I'm not giving Zoom any credit or YouTube in that matter until they publicly have something to say, because they're scumbags.
Yeah.
And I hope one of y'all are listening, because you freaking suck.
George says, trad shit. My favorite, his connection sucks. His connection sucks. What's that last bit mean? His connection sucks. He likes trans shit. We have our favorites, actually. I can't stand Joe, the drone of Joe, and here he thinks he's got himself on a rant when he's doing his presentation. He's just so proud as punch. And I was looking inside their crypto wallets, their MetaMask wallets, and none of them had more than $100 in there. You know, they're all like, this is the best thing since sliced bread, and they do like up to 4 transactions a day on this arbitrage trading thing because they think it's so bloody good. Joe, we played a video last night of that one click he did and made $500. Looking at the caliber of Joe and his class, I think $500 would be like $5 million for other people. You think he'd be doing these trades in 10 seconds, not 3 or 4 trades a day if you're lucky.
Yeah. Hey, Danny, you remember when I first met you and Rob? You guys were like, I'm dyslexic and he stutters. What's your excuse? I remember when the mining started, I was like on the 24-hour call or whatever, and Grace was trying to give me the phone call to talk to people. And I remember that guy Wayne. You're like, I don't know whose favorite is whose, but I remember that guy Wayne was always on the call. But after I left, he never wanted to come back around. So I keep it in my heart that he genuinely felt like he was doing something, and maybe he got caught up, because now I could be like, dude, yeah, I don't know. I just keep that, like a little whimper in my heart about it. Like,
there's a lot of people that aren't on here anymore. I think a lot of people are woken up to it. I mean, this conference that's going on today in Dubai. Actually, what I'm going to do after we go through this, I'm actually going to start going through people's Facebook pages and watch all the photos of them in Dubai. That's going to
that's so funny.
And we have somebody on the ground in Dubai, mate. I'll tell you more about that later. Yeah, it's quite exciting. All right, let's listen to this lady. It only goes on for a couple of minutes.
An action against these directors?
Not yet. So as you say, we had an initial liquidator report in October. Just trying to again find the date. So, as you may be aware, Senator, there's two forms of statutory reports that we receive. The first one is an initial statutory report. So we received that in March 2022. That's like an information to us. We've now received, Senator, more significantly, a more detailed report from the liquidator, which came in October of last year, and we are certainly looking at the issues raised by that liquidator report in relation to those individuals.
Did you hear about the police that had a complaint that it was outside a nudist colony, whatever I think it is, and they complained that they had perverts, and somebody had put a hole in the fence of the nudist colony. And anyway, the story goes that the police are looking into it.
And have you issued a warning about Hypertech Group, Hyperverse Blockchain Global?
Again, you're putting them all together as if...
Oh, silly man, he's putting them all together as one entity when they're obviously separate entities. I mean, when you think about it, Hypertech Group, Hypercapital, Hyperfund, Hyperverse, Hypernation, Hypercosmos, Hyperplanet, and Diversal are all separate entities. And you just can't group them all together. Even though the money, we have proven all the money has been holding hands all the way through it. And then all the way through, they all have a common interest. You all buy memberships. Oh, that sounds like a Ponzi scheme. And then they promise daily rewards, and they all have the same people promoting it, but they're all separate entities. And Blockchain Global, well, yes, technically speaking, that's the company that is connected to Hypertech Group. And if you go to the chart that we've got, you can actually see them all on one chart together as a happy family.
Come on.
You know, it's just these Ponzi schemes are actually what they call the cash funding. They're using these Ponzi schemes to fund their instead of getting angel investors, they self-fund it with a multi-level marketing Ponzi scheme. It's not rocket science, you know. It's the Hek science, Richard science. Woo!
Yeah,
have
that's
you
what sucks, man.
handled me?
Yep. That's what I get pissed off about, is because the whole world needs to do something about this. But we need to wake up and realize that it's already been years of happening. That means all of the dollars of all the currencies of all the world have went into this. So we can't just get rid of the currencies and go for this. We can't just dump it all into this.
See how she's, that facial expression, I don't know if you can see that, but she's really trying to get the senator to understand.
Yeah, with her hands.
Her point, which is quite cool, actually. I think she's done a good job there of pulling her face. He just doesn't quite get the understanding of it all.
They're all one and the same thing, and we need to separate them. So Blockchain Global is in...
Let's start up an investigation on each one, and let's say that the first investigation went off to the police, took 22 months to come back to the SEC. So if we break 22 months, times it by 7 Ponzi schemes that are similar to the same, if not all run by the same company, it's going to take a few years to get to the bottom of this.
Administration, that company is finished. It's not active anymore, as I understand.
Oh, Blockchain Global is not active anymore, even though there's $58 million. People are still looking for it. Liquidators have spent 1,500 hours trying to find where the money's gone and hoping to recover people's money. That's a bit of a joke. But that's finished, that's done, and that's dusted now.
Standard in relation to the broad Hypertech group, and Senator, it's used... The company has been, or I shouldn't even call it a company, that's a misdescription. The group has been variously called Hypertech, Hyperverse, and various other things. So in relation to the current complaints that we are getting in, as I understand it, we have listed that group on our investor alert list. Which
it's got an alert. They didn't know that, Richard.
Yeah, they're going to fly a pigeon and land in poop on your doorstep.
So you can imagine having a cone and you park your truck to the the side of the road.
and I'm missing a cone.
It's parked sideways across the motorway, and you've come out the front of the cab and you've put a yellow cone, and you can say you've got an alert. There's a truck parked sideways over the motorway.
Right.
Is a new, relatively new tool that we have on the ASIC website that enables investors who are thinking about putting their money into some of these crypto related or other things an opportunity to have a look and say, you know, should I invest in
You
this?
can't title it now, huh?
Well, they've said they've got this new, and there still isn't an alert in Australia about
they won't.
hyper fund.
Yeah, they won't be real and call it for what it is. See, those crypto-related things. What the freaking heck does that mean?
Yeah, and this isn't even really crypto. The thing is they're using crypto to get the money off people.
Right.
This is Ponzi scheme, promotion, reward payment, affiliate, multi-level marketing, bullshit poos and wheeze. This is
oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, and I've listened to this 5 or 6 times now. I just sort of relishing in this lady's interpretation of it. I mean, and why can't they get privatize this? Why can't they, you know, fly me over first class in the Concorde to go to Australia? You know, and actually, the Men in Black literally are going to ASIC next month, and they have said that they will be trying to pitch my services and I said, I've got a list of 10 Australians. Carl Miller. I gave him a list already. Can you please ask them to start investigating these guys? It's going to be fun.
Our strong advice is not to.
Okay, thank you very much.
A strong advice is not to. But here goes another question. This guy's pretty cool. Actually, I quite like him. But here we go.
I just have one other matter to ask you about.
How do you sleep at night knowing that people are getting scammed? Oh, no, that's what one question would you like to ask?
Let's all reach out to him, Danny.
I have.
Let's all reach out to this guy.
I have.
Yeah, right.
I've got the email right in front of me here where I wrote back to him and said, well, I got sick of waiting for her secretary. Her secretary did reply to me telling me I've got a case number. And then I said every day over $100,000 is going missing to Sam Lee's projects, and it's still happening, and we can track the money right back to Hyperverse. And they said nothing. So then I wrote to him thinking, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll write to is it Andrew Briggs, and I'll write to his counsel complaining about Sarah Court's response and how they've done nothing. And here's a video of Australians defrauding Australians with Sam Lee in it. What else do you want? And you think they'd go, ooh, we got that video. Thank you very much. We'll be in contact once we've viewed it. Yeah.
Can you make a video for that, Danny, or like a short?
I've got a video for everything.
So that the viewing. No, I'm saying what you just broke down, the way that worked. So the viewing audience can always revert back to that and be like, oh yeah, that's how far Danny's taking this. Because like, it's not that I didn't understand it. It's that the more times I hear the people's names, the more the picture becomes clear.
Well, what I'm getting around my head around, mate, is I've got like I've been going to the police, so to speak, and I think that we need to start going to the government. I mean, I literally need to put a media pack together and then send it off to all the.
Oh, high five to that.
Yeah, but what I need to do is I need to go through ASIC's website and find every single senator's email address and send them a copy of it. That's what I think we'll need to do. So I need to just say, look, guys, I haven't received a response from Sarah Court's organization. I see that you're a senator. Here's a copy of the correspondence that I sent Andrew Briggs. You might know him. He works for the Senate, you know, and then see what response we get. We'll probably just get all the minutes from the, you know, whatever. No master training. What's your point, Rob?
But I was going to say, Dan, I'd rather spam that every day.
Yeah.
And, you know, pay Fiverr people to get on board with us to do that. Create the social awareness, you know, the social justice behind that.
Rob's just woken up after being up to 2:30 in the morning with me. Not what you're thinking, but doing videos. No masturbated training. No masturbated training, Rob.
He said it.
Oh, the German Zoom is happening now. Where's that?
Rob, you're not allowed to be on your phone without clothes on.
Yeah.
One rule.
We'll just play this while we're trying to get the Zoom link. I won't be a second. I have to figure out how to do that. I'll just have to copy that. I will just play him while we're trying to get the German Zoom, because that's going to be funny. Guten Tag. Is it?
The last estimates, you may recall, I made a promise that I would give back the hand.
Danny, I got a shirt for you in relation. I got a shirt for Rob, Danny.
Very distressed.
Have you?
I got a shirt for Danny, Rob, Danny. It's gonna say bald Dubai bias. And it's gonna have the BTCC coin on the job on the person's face.
Thanks for sharing, mate. That's good.
Oh, come on, Rob. Yeah.
We're going to go have a look at the German stuff. We're going to play this.
$1 million.
Pressing situation that many Australians find themselves in, where they've had a loved one die or they've had an injury and they go to their super fund and they're not able to get their insurance payout, which is very distressing because they're having to provide additional documentation at a most
I think we've changed topic now, haven't we?
troubling time. And in fact, we had the complainants tribunal here this morning saying that this was a real concern for them. It was coming through in their data.
We must have missed the end of it, but I think there was another matter. So that was the 10 minutes of being in the Senate. Hey, what we've got now, mate, is we've got an opportunity to go into the German meeting, which I will see if I can get into first before I blow my cover, and then we'll see what happens. So if you want to follow that link, you can. It's in the chat room. I don't know why we've got a German meeting on right now. Oh, we're connecting. Oh, it's in German. It's really quite cool. I'll turn the camera off. Oh, so there was 250 people in this German meeting the other day. I'm in the meeting. We've got volume. I'll just hide my identity. 300
Maske, wie viel Mengen ich tauschen möchte.
380 something
Schreibe ich
people.
rein, was der zweite ist. Das haben wir ja hier gesehen. Zum Beispiel Wematic und LDO. Schreib oben Wematic, unten LDO. Schreib dahin, wie viel ich machen darf. Und danach geht's weiter.
This one's good
Danach
and
sieht man
tight.
hier diese
Yeah, I'm
Masken.
gonna create my own exchange. I'm gonna call it Hindi-matic.
Mal live was zu machen. So. Und dann seht ihr hier, der Gewinn ist da.
It's gonna be in German.
Auf der auf der Scan, also auf der Polygon-Scan, dann auch nochmal im Blockchain zu sehen sein. Hier seht ihr rechts nur einmal zusammengefasst.
Right, can we see that?
$4,33, die gekommen sind, und das war's. So. Die Informationen und Erklärvideos erhalten Sie jetzt.
It's got annotations on. Bob, get in there and start drawing over the screen.
Ihr werdet sie lesen können. Ganz wichtig, wenn ihr Fragen habt, die werdet ihr vielleicht
This is our
haben,
first time we've seen a
schreibt's
German
Chat.
scammer.
Heute Abend werden wir nicht so lange Zeit in Anspruch nehmen, um die ganzen Fragen zu beantworten. Die machen wir morgen Abend. Aber die Person, die euch hier heute eingeladen hat euch was Gutes getan.
Wow.
Denn wir befinden uns hier in einer Testphase.
We need a translator to see if they're selling WAS with this.
Oh, no, I've got
ab
it,
dem
mate.
1. März.
I can
Derzeitiger
translate
Stand, 60 Tage Test. In diesen 60
He
Tagen
says I
dürfen
have
wir
goat's
diese
testicles.
Trades ausführen.
And one day
Mit Kapital. Wir müssen lediglich eine Lizenz kaufen, aber das erkläre ich euch jetzt gleich. Das war's.
Where'd you learn your German, Rob?
Dann schauen wir uns das jetzt gleich mal an. Eine Lizenz kostet $500.
It looks like he's
Und
blind.
das ist eure das einzige Risiko, was ihr habt, diese $500. Ihr
Man,
bekommt
look, that
dafür
one. Looks like a is that a guy or a girl?
an dem Kredit. Und zwar $150.000
Switch it
zum
too quick.
Trade. Weil ihr pro Trade
Ja.
nur 1% davon, also maximal $1.500 nutzen könnt.
Maximal.
Wie ich gesagt habe, $1.500 gehen rein,
Maximal flash loan.
gehen zurück.
Well, I
mit
think
My
we should
flash loan will take you to the hospital.
für den, der den Kredit gegeben hat.
Rob, are you
Die
kidding me?
Note sich
Get to the chopper.
in große Mengen gegeben hat.
Bob just asked me if this is a We Are All Satoshi
$1.500 sind total viel. Und
meeting.
wenn viele Leute das machen, dann haben
Get
wir
to the
eine
chopper.
absolut große und neue
Well,
Märkte.
let
zu
me
finden,
ruin my
viele andere
identity
Sachen
here.
noch mit
I'm going
reinzuholen.
to
So,
update my
das
photo.
bedeutet, wir haben für diese $500 $150.000
Chat room.
bekommen zum Traden. Der erste ist genutzt, 1.500 weniger. Das heißt, wir hätten noch 148.500
So it's still got a
die wir
login
uns
in the chat
in
room.
diesen
They've still got
1%
a
Schritten
shut up, mate. In the chat room, they've still got a login for We Are All Satoshi as the place where you log in to buy your boomerang licenses. So obviously they want people to sign up. And then they've got they've got the German. We'll just go into that.
It's all in German.
Oh, so that's great because I can go in there, but you won't be able to chat in there. You'll only be able to, you know what I mean?
George, check
Watch.
the Avenger Network chat. They have a translator for you.
100 Trades
click on.
3 Stunden, $1.500
Mute.
verdient in diesen 3 Stunden. Das heißt,
Hey, look, somebody's already done a poo. I'll do another poo.
Sind 11 Uhr fertig,
all right.
Mittag,
What have we
legen
got?
uns 3
Chat
Stunden hin
room.
und machen nachmittags nochmal einen, haben wir zweimal gemacht und können dann
Thomas, help him out.
I think he said Colonel Dung.
eine zweite Lizenz kaufen.
What is Colonel
Die
Dung?
Lizenz wird nicht verrechnet.
Avenger
Die
Network.
Lizenz müssen wir nochmal
What have we got in
kaufen. Hier haben wir das falsch geschrieben. Ich habe es eben vergessen rauszuholen. Sorry dafür. So.
I can't help but hear Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Weitere Sache.
Yeah, he's not even German. He's
I know he's Austrian.
Yeah.
Eine Person, das ist ein Binary, nennt sich das mit 2 Beinen. Ein
Alright, what have we got here?
Ein drittes Bein. Es gibt nur einen links, eins rechts. Der habe ich es empfohlen, hat $500 eine Lizenz.
I think we need to.
Person $500.
I think we need to put my hand up
So habe ich 10%
and
Bonus.
see if they answer my question.
Werden immer abgerechnet
Yeah.
mit dem schwachen.
Get it in, Danny. Let's go.
I'm going to get kicked out, but hey, it's more fun this way. So I'm going to go here. First thing I'm going to do is turn my camera on.
Dazu auch nochmal später.
I can turn my camera on.
Oder beziehungsweise mit dem Sponsor.
And then I can put my hand up.
$25.
I know.
Und zwar 5% Kickback-Bonus. Fassen wir mal zusammen.
Reactions, hand up.
Oben, unten noch einmal mit dem schwachen Bein, weil da wäre hier links 1000 und rechts 500.
Yeah, wonder how long though before I get my
$50. Insgesamt
myself kicked out of here.
Als Kickback-Bonus. Dieser Check-Match-Bonus, wie der genannt wird,
and then I need to
hat eine tägliche Obergrenze
meeting
derzeit von 300
settings,
und
show self-view.
kann bis maximal $1.500
Here we go. We should have.
Gehen.
Oh, they took my camera off.
Funktionen im
Turn it back on again.
Erreicht hat. Aber das
Here it is.
für die Profis, das machen wir dann irgendwann später. Wir brauchen das alles nicht. So, jetzt habe ich eins gehört.
So my camera's on.
Kurz,
I'll put myself up here.
Von unserem Rico ist gleich leer. Also wollen wir mal
And we're away.
hier kurz die Freigabe beenden. Und Rico,
Guten Tag.
wo bist du? Ich lasse dir gleich.
Guten Tag. Good morning.
Alles klar. Kannst den Ton einschalten.
Hello.
Okay. Hallo, kann man mich sehen und hören?
Hello.
Servus.
Hey.
Okay, sehr, sehr schön. Also, wir live aus Dubai. Wir waren heute mit der Vertriebsleitung zusammen. All das, was hier passiert, wirklich seit 24 Jahren Vertrieb, war noch nie da. Der Kundennutzen ist 1000%. Das, was hier passiert, Folgeprodukte.
Here we go.
Unglaublich, unglaublich.
$8,000 burger.
Ich mit meinem bröckelhaften Englisch. Ich würde jetzt einfach mal rübergeben zu meinem jahrelangen Freund und Geschäftspartner.
In my opinion, the Australian government is very corrupt. All governments are corrupt, unfortunately.
Genau richtig. Das Bauchgefühl hatte recht. Wir sind zur richtigen Zeit am richtigen Ort. Es kennt noch
What did he say about something being very tight?
In den nächsten 60, 70 Jahren diesmal ist es nur ein Fleißgeschäft.
So
I keep the chain link very tight.
If you just tuned in, we've actually in the German Boomerang meeting, and I've got my camera on, I've got my hand up. G'day.
Hallo, hallo.
Hallo, Uli.
Hey.
Hallo, erstmal vielen Dank für diese Webinare macht. Die sind echt genial.
Oh, the question and answer period. This is great. I hope they can speak English. Can you speak a Dutch? Was it?
Das muss mal gesagt werden.
This is
Erzähl
awesome.
uns lieber ein paar Neuigkeiten von der Vertriebsleiterin. Das ist sehr wichtig. Vielen, vielen Dank erstmal dafür für das Lob.
Oh, he's really excited about it.
I want to hear him call you a Ponzi schemer.
Yeah.
Also, die Frau hat uns wirklich geflasht. Ich habe noch ganz selten in meinem Leben im Vertrieb jemanden gesehen.
You can hear enough English in their speech that they know what you're saying.
Und von den Inhaber.
So should I ask them a question? What question should I ask them? Have they, yesterday, I'll say we right clicked on the code and found all the figures.
Yeah. Say that somebody reached out to you and they were trying to explain how this is a scam, but you don't understand. So you went to check the code and then you found this video with Rob.
Rob, if I mention the words, not Rob, if I mention the word scam, I'll get kicked out of there before you can say bananas. First thing you want to do is you say, thank you so much for having me on here.
Yeah,
It's been-
thank you.
I'm from New Zealand. We're like family. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And my team is in Dubai at the moment. Yeah. Okay. G'day, Thomas. Nice to see you here. What should I say in the German
Ja,
meeting?
vielen Dank, Uli. Vielen
Thomas,
Dank.
help him out with the translator.
In den nächsten Tagen versuchen auch
Ja.
wieder zu machen. Uli und Rico
Oh,
werden mit den neuesten
I know what I need to do. I need to go to ChatGPT
Und wir halten hier die Stellung.
and ask
Und
it to
wir sind alle
translate
ein
into
großes Team,
German.
arbeiten zusammen. Das ist das
Ja.
Allerwichtigste. Und unterstützen uns gegenseitig. Vielen Dank an euch beide.
German slang.
Feuert uns an mit den ganzen Neuigkeiten, die wir haben. Mit schönen Bildern.
Yesterday we
eventuell
was expecting,
und so weiter
hold
und
it,
so
I'm going to do this. I'm going to go, hold it, here we go. Yesterday I did a video and we expected the code of the website of Boomerang, and we discovered that all the trades are actually hard coded into the platform. Right, now I just go translate this into German.
Danny, nobody unsuspecting is going to understand what the heck that means.
Yesterday I did a video and we inspected the code of the website of Boomerang, and we discovered that the trades are actually hand coded into the platform
Oh, that
and
sounds
are
better.
actually not doing real arbitrage trading. So, okay, so now I've got this ready to go.
Yeah, that sounds good.
$150.000
Gestern habe ich ein Video gemacht und wir haben den Code der Website von Boomerang erwartet und festgestellt,
Man, your Kuda and your Boomer.
in die Plattform eingebettet sind und tatsächlich keinen echten Arbitragehandel betreiben.
That's good. I love it.
Paare geben wir ein.
All
Die
right.
künstliche Intelligenz bestätigt uns das. Und wenn das passiert ist, dann folgt der Trade. Wir kriegen auf unsere Metamask den Gewinn. Der Kredit, der
I know
Blitzkredit
what
wird
else to say.
sofort wieder zurückgezahlt an den Kreditgeber mit einer Fee von 0,05% und der Gewinn bleibt bei uns. Das war's. Wir haben kein Risiko. Ist das angreifbar? Die Maske ist nur eine Maske. Das heißt, was wir sehen auf der Webseite.
Be interesting to see when we get in here.
Wir können.
Hallo, der Bildschirm ist schwarz.
Ich
Wir sehen
weiß.
nichts. Ah, okay.
Aber ihr hört mich, oder?
Ja.
Hören tun wir dich, ja.
Ja, das ist schön. Ihr müsst mich sehen. Ihr müsst
Sue,
mich hören. Hier ist
She's
wichtig.
going to be talking beers and bratwurst, Sue.
Ihr hört mich jetzt auch nur, weil halt
They can
einfach
explain.
ich in der Präsentation bin. Aber ist egal. Also, ganz wichtig. Wir könnten dieses Programm nicht bedienen. Warum nicht? Weil das einfach kompliziert ist. Aber die Eingabemaske hilft
Can
uns,
you,
das zu machen. Insofern sind wir auch safe. Die
You
Programmierer haben sich doppelt und
explain
dreifach abgesichert. So,
the-
jetzt geht es weiter in der Präsentation. 2 Beine, Binary, binäres System. Wir gehen mal von einem kleinen Beispiel aus. Ich habe 4 direkte Partner.
I
auf der
think
linken
this guy's the scammer.
Da hat jeder
You
es
think,
zweimal
Richard?
gemacht und der erste nur einmal. Auf der rechten Seite haben wir auch wiederum 4
He sounds
Partner.
like trash shit.
Linken Bein $3.500
Ja.
Umsatz, am rechten Bein $3.000 Umsatz. Was
Ich
haben
kann
wir gelernt?
Ihnen den
10%
Gesamtgewinn
vom schwachen
erklären.
Bein.
7.707.256.051
Müsst ihr nicht wissen, kriegt ihr von uns gezeigt. Wichtig ist überhaupt, dass es überhaupt geht. Das heißt, $300
Dollar und
Umsatztagesbonus,
51
Im
Cent.
Prinzip ist das unsere Bildschirm.
Here we go.
Freigabe. So, jetzt versuche ich mal etwas. Ich habe es vorhin schon mal gemacht. Ich versuche mal ein Live-Trade. So,
Live trade.
das machen wir mal. Ich versuche mal ein Live-Trade. Vorhin ging das ganz gut.
Hello.
So, hier seht ihr hier meine super.
Oh, he's going off the. He's going off the.
Hier
whistle.
habe ich einen Trade gemacht. Und zwar.
Oh, so he's doing a
Ich
live
finde,
trade. He's
das
showing how
macht
the
eigentlich
arbitrage
Sinn, da
trading
kann man
works
das schön
now.
langsam machen. Hier ist unsere
Hey,
Boomerang.
look,
That's if Rob could real time it.
Ich sehe, ihr seht auf meiner rechten
Notice
Seite
the zero amounts at the bottom?
$1213, die ich noch zur Verfügung habe. Ich gehe auf die Transaction History und dort sind die beiden Scans.
Oh, he's done 2
Hier
trades. He's a
Habe ich
professional.
diesen. Den habe ich hier oben aufgeschlagen. Ich mache ihn jetzt noch einmal auf. So. Ihr seht, das ist die gleiche
which one's
Seite.
he done? Oh, we need to get his wallet address, don't we? Can we
Jetzt
get
pass
that?
auf.
Get it, get it, get it, get it.
Die oberste
His
Linie
face is
hier,
in the
die
way.
hier. Ja? Diese Linie.
I'll get him
Wir
out of the way.
haben von der Company AAVE. Da ist die Seite
shit,
AAVE,
just missed
das
it.
ist das Unternehmen. Die haben eine Liquidität von
Good and tight.
11,334077,888.
Oh, they just
Keine
going
Ahnung,
through the
welche
stuff they
Zahlen auch
used
immer, das sind
ages
wohl
ago.
Milliarden. Also die haben eine riesen Liquidität. Die haben uns das gegeben, dieses
Did
Geld,
anyone else get his wallet address? Oh, here it is.
diesen Trade. Danach sind verschiedene
Phew,
Dinge
got
passiert.
it.
Und der Trade wurde ausgeführt und jetzt kommt eins, nachdem der Trade
Oh, this is much more fun than the English
hat
version, isn't it?
hier von dieser Wallet-Adresse zu
All right, let's see.
AAVE, AUSDT-Token, und zwar für 100
Did you just say tit?
No, he said
You said
Führer.
tit.
Heißt
I want to know
0,05
what tit means in German.
ausgegangen. Ganz wichtig. So.
All right.
Dann ist der Rest von dort,
Right, we've got his
das
wallet
ist die
address. We're getting into it.
DFDF zum Schluss, das sehen wir uns gleich an meine Metamask-Wallet zurückgegangen. Das seht ihr hier.
Wallet. Wallet.
Zack.
Wallet.
Ihr seht DFDF, das ist meine Wallet. Ihr seht DFDF, F4C,
FDF, der Wallet.
na gut, 5
Ja.
DFDF seht ihr. Das ist das. Alles klar? So, ich habe hier diese 1,155
Oh, oh.
USDT. Jetzt versuche ich mal.
Und Stock.
Wir versuchen mal hier
Copy
zu den
text.
Market Opportunities zu gehen und sehe hier eine Geschichte USDT zu WET.
I think we've got his
So,
wallet
He said
address.
tit again.
USDT zu WET.
Yeah, I got his wallet address. So what's this guy's name then?
Das dauert jetzt einen Augenblick und ich hoffe, das funktioniert.
German guy.
So, hier gebe ich ein
Shit, right?
USDT. Gebe
He's
die,
saying tip.
gebe mal
I don't know
100
what he's saying,
Dollar,
mate. He's got
ne?
a few issues, obviously.
$100 an.
That's his wallet address, everyone, in the chat room.
Und dann haben wir WET. WE.
DENNY.
Ne?
Hopefully I'll get
Haben wir
my...
den da?
Talking to you, dude?
Not yet. We'll get there, though.
So, jetzt
I think he's dying to
drücke ich auf
talk to me.
Confirm. Ich sage Confirm.
There it is. Just need to wait. And that's another $1 trillion added into the daily trading amount. The
Jetzt
total
macht das gerade
volume.
nicht. Ups. So.
It went up $1 trillion.
Mit den Programmen zu tun.
So this is
Eben
happening
links.
right now,
Ihr
and
seht
I'm looking
eben
at his
links.
wallet
Wir
address.
versuchen es nochmal.
Danny,
Yep. Swap.
I
Approved.
calculated how many $30 pizzas it would be if you bought
Oh, did you?
$7 trillion worth of pizza.
Yeah. What's 99999?
It's,
This-
It's $233 billion. $233 billion pizza. 233 billion pizzas.
right. Hey, look, it just flashed up on the screen the amount of money the daily trades. I think Fitness New Zealand, which is my mate Steve, he's just said nine. yes. And then-
Nine Schauser!
Yeah.
Da haben wir das.
All right, he's doing a trade at the moment, and I'm going to watch it fade.
I want to know that screen looks the same as when you
Yeah,
guys try to
um,
look at the screen.
We're working on it. So we're watching him trying to do a trade at the moment, and if you look on the right
Boomerang
next to
website?
no, there. So here he is. He's trying to do a
Yes.
swap.
Transaction completed.
It's actually completed, so we should see it. I'm just bringing it up. 9. Oh, so here we go. So he just did a flash loan, theoretical flash loan,
Bestätigt. Ihr seht das.
and
Und
there it
dann
is. So he did. I must thank Crypto G for painstakingly. So he borrowed $101 flash loan money, which was probably in good and tuck money.
Kann alles noch mal ein bisschen dauern.
So it probably was 100, translated to 101 at 88. And he made 13 cents. That's
I don't understand.
so now
Why would you promote that?
we need to tag the German guy. What are we going to call him?
Das ist in der Blockchain eingeschrieben. Ihr seht,
Um,
Dollar sind gekommen von AAVE
we'll just call him the German guy.
in das Wallet bestätigt.
All right, I got to get this right.
Dann wurde
Oh, there he is over here. So now, yeah, I'll have to call him the German guy.
und die
the German guy.
zurückgekommen. Das war
German command.
Jetzt haben wir das
Command.
geschafft und alle wollten
German
es
guy.
sehen.
I can't spell
Wir
command.
haben es endlich geschafft. So.
Oh, yes, I can.
Dann
C
danke
O
ich
E
euch
N.
allen und wir
The
gucken
German
mal,
commander.
hast du Fragen an?
Commander?
Irgendwas, was
Yeah,
Okay.
commander.
heute die Hände
Oh,
nur ganz
hey, short
kurz,
ticks. That doesn't sound right, does it? Good and hard. Good and hard. And talking.
hier heute noch mal schneller durch.
Good.
Okay, we might be in.
They call him good and hard.
Zum einen gibt es einen Komplettnamen von Chavez.
They won't answer me.
Mhm.
Is there question still in the chat?
Eine Frage.
No, no,
Und die andere
I'm going to have it read
Ja,
to
und
me
die
when
andere
they.
Frage
Oh, you're gonna say it in German?
mit erreicht, was
Oh, it's so good.
getradet, was das bedeutet.
Okay, also Chavez, der Komplettname, der wird
Chavez.
kommen. Ich weiß ihn jetzt auch nicht. Ich hatte es schon mal gehört, aber steht jetzt auch nicht nochmal irgendwo.
Chavez's mother, leave her out of this.
Das heißt, Hauptsache, der macht seinen Job
Ja.
gut und das ist das Wichtigste. Das Zweite ist, Limit erreicht, könnte passieren. Das kann alles passieren.
Oh, did he say
Das
bad
kann
words?
alles-
He said cunt. I heard it. He said tit earlier too.
Bei mir auch gesehen, ich habe die 0-0 gehabt, musste nochmal aktualisieren und dann ist es gegangen. Das ist halt jetzt einfach die Testphase. In der
Have I got a
viele
better
Leute
question than
traden.
that?
Ich bin ja nicht der Einzige, der es macht. Es gibt ja auch viele andere. Und letztendlich funktioniert alles sehr, sehr
What's
gut.
the Unibrow's mother's maiden name?
Alles andere ist
Ja.
Test. Macht euch
At
keine
least I
Sorgen,
don't have
weil
any
ich dann
naked
auch
men
noch
in this one.
whitelistet und danach bin ich alles in Ordnung. Wir haben die Lizenz gekauft, wir sind total safe. Wenn dann später etwas ein bisschen später beginnen sollte, hey,
It'd be cool if I could get in there too. I'd ask if they know that Judge Grace is.
ohne irgendetwas. Das ist einfach
Oh, yeah. I better not ask too many
Nimmt's einfach
questions.
mit und wartet und geduldet euch.
Yeah.
Ich selber,
Yeah, we got to switch it from
Philipp, ich kann auch
asking questions to get them to ask us questions.
nicht. So,
No thanks, because I can't
ich weiß, die
translate that.
meisten sagen jetzt Vorsicht. weiß ich, aber
Oh
ich
my
weiß,
God,
das
there's a guy just took his shirt off.
So, jetzt,
What?
wenn es wirklich kurze Fragen sind, lasst
There's a
uns
guy
jetzt
that just took his
durch
shirt
und
off.
danach-
You say good thing that they had their clothes on and the guy took off his clothes.
And,
What the heck?
He could be like
Chavez, dann können wir ihm
gender
alle Fragen
neutral,
stellen,
so it could
auch
be
im
like-
Chat, und er wird sie dann
We don't know what he's
Could
höchstwahrscheinlich
be a unisex shirt.
Yeah.
ist, wir werden morgen
Now, how many people was there
auch
in the
mittags schon
meeting?
mal einen Zoom machen, aber das wissen wir noch nicht. Das
324.
kommt drauf an, wie wir jetzt bombardiert werden, weil wir haben auch leider nur 24 Stunden. zur
Oh, no,
Verfügung.
is he blind?
Jetzt mal, Ronald.
Hallo, ganz kurz dazwischen eine wichtige Frage. Es hieß bisher immer, es geht bis 28. Februar, aber dieses Jahr hat der Februar 29
She
Tage.
sounds Hindu.
Und ich habe gesagt, der 29.
Hallo.
Aber ist egal, also Tag im Februar.
Can you hear me?
Ronald. Hallo.
Gestern habe ich ein Video gemacht und wir haben den Code der Website von Boomerang erwartet und festgestellt, dass alle Trades tatsächlich fest in die Plattform eingebettet sind und tatsächlich keinen echten Arbitragehandel betreiben.
Have you heard of that?
You heard it, but that's fake.
Yeah,
I don't know what you seen.
We did
Okay.
a video
Pass auf,
yesterday.
Wir machen hier keine Geschichten,
Oh.
die hier irgendwo was sagen. Du kannst die Hand jetzt nicht mehr heben. Wir sind eigentlich.
He's
You
kicking
can
you
hear
out.
You can hear me?
No, you turned
Yes.
my mic off.
No voices. You can. No. You can. Sorry. Also der
You
nächste.
can't use a translator, he said.
I hear you.
Richard,
Hello?
are you
Yes,
there?
hello.
Hello.
That-
Yes. In the source code, there's a set minimum and set max. If it's arbitrage, why is there a set minimum?
We are in a German. Sorry, we are in a German Zoom. Please in German or take a translator in the chat. Okay, thank you. So, Christian.
Good on you, Bob.
They're like, you're not playing by the rules. What the freaking heck is this crap, man?
Yeah.
Du kannst den Zoom anschalten.
I'm going to change my video.
Okay.
You got to scam at our speed.
At least we've thrown them, though.
Did they kick you out? Or did they kick anybody out?
Well, they won't.
Das
Just
sollte
update
uns
my
nicht hindern,
wallpaper.
unser Geschäft weiter zu betreiben. Ich bedanke mich für eure Aufmerksamkeit, wünsche euch einen wunderschönen Abend.
Here we
wir
go.
hören uns.
We've got 300 in the chat room. Raise my
Schönen
hand
Sonntagabend
again.
noch.
Hello. I'm going to get kicked out now. Got kicked out.
Probably.
Oh, can I change my wallpaper to spam? Scam. But there you go. That was fun.
What was your wallpaper?
Oh, just, you know, a bit of a picture of scam. He said good and tight. Well, good night. The V Ranger, nice to see a new chatter in here. Lovely to have you. Well, that was fun. It's kind of, you know. So I
If
got
you're
kicked
talking to
out.
me, Danny, you're scrambled. I can't hear you.
Oh, hold it. 1 second. You're scrambled, or I'm scrambled, or we're scrambled eggs. Recording. So we'll get back on track now. It must be you, but I'm trying to do something. Oh, okay. There you go. Just remember, it's not you. It's not me. I wouldn't mention video when you asked a question. I wouldn't mention. What the hell is that comment now, Rob? I wouldn't mention. What would you? I gave you the message that I was about to ask them in the chat window about 5 minutes before a chat, and now you tell me I wouldn't mention video when you asked a question. What? I didn't get it. Blame me. Give it to me, Rob. Anyway, a lot happens a lot real quick when you're on here. You know what I'm saying?
I missed what you said, man.
Rob said, I wouldn't mention video when you asked a question. What should have I said instead, Rob?
You commented after that. It was all scrambled. Rob, you
Yeah.
should have been here with clothes on.
Translate this into German. Yesterday I did a video and we expected the code of the website of Boomerang and we discovered that all the trades are actually hard-coded into the platform and are actually not doing real arbitrage trading.
Do you think that one word video made him cut me off, Rob? Is that what you're saying? And maybe I should have articulated.
Rob just doesn't want to. Rob just doesn't want to partake with it.
No, he
Come
wants
on, Rob.
to beat a fucking
Put your
bush.
butt in here.
I'm not walking on eggshells when I go into these guys' meetings. We did do a video, and we did show in the video that they had, you know, they have been doing trades from the code of the website, not the other way around as they allege.
Yes.
And you told me not to call it a Ponzi
You
scheme.
did the right
told me
thing, Rob.
It's a fraud. And now I go in there and say we did a video, and you tell me I shouldn't have mentioned the word video. I don't quite follow that, to be frank. But yeah, it's all good, mate. I get a lot of advice from people. That's what I do all day long. I take advice from people. But I feel like I'm sort of running the show at the moment to a certain degree. It's sort of frustrating. But anyway, one thing there, that there is no such thing as $7 trillion worth of total profit in the system. Did you know that we actually went to, we actually asked ChatGPT to read out the actual amount of money that figure was, and this is what it come back with:
7,707,270,163.29.
So that's a lot of pizzas, and you worked out how many pizzas it was. So that was pretty clever, really.
233 billion.
All right. And was that pepperoni pizzas, or was that vegan pizzas, plant-based pizzas? What sort of pizza was it?
Yeah, you just scrambled up. Yeah, I don't know either. I put a $30 pizza.
I mean, you know, we just went into a German meeting, Rob, and we got to actually get on stage and ask a question in German, and then he complained the fact that I was reading it out with AI and used that as an excuse to cut me out. And now you're telling me I shouldn't have mentioned the word video. I think that was a pretty good, actually, friggin' attempt of causing disruption in their meeting. Just saying. But the purpose of this video is actually just to show you guys that we've been in the Senate, we've got ASIC involved, we've been to the police, but we haven't been to the Prime Minister yet. And I think the next step would actually to go through every single email address that's in the Senate and tell everyone that we've actually gone to Sarah Court and told her that we have a video of Australians defrauding Australians, facilitated with Sam Lee, and we haven't had a response back yet. And I reckon that might actually be quite a brave thing that will probably consume my morning of my life. You know, bear in mind, I was up at midnight my time doing a video with Rob, trying to help people who are ungrateful, we feel like. I mean, this really pisses me off, and it really does, because, you know, like, what really pisses me off is the fact that we can go into the Tron scan, we can go into, you know, this German meeting with over 300 people in it, which is a big meeting, and we can now go into the Tron scan and look at $1 million sitting here on the floor, ready to be exited out of the program into a Binance wallet and never be seen again. And then you might think, oh, I don't think that's really happening. 3 minutes and 57 seconds ago. Oh, no, that's not right. That's $251. I was just going to say, yes.
Sorry, I'm not interrupting you, but I got to let you know, if it scrambles again, I'm going to turn the phone off and on. But Richard, I honor you, Rob. I honor you, Rob, because you're time stamping like that. But we can validate what Danny's claiming, and they will never come to substantiate their side of the claim. So you're never in the wrong, Rob. Keep going, Danny. Let's go.
I don't know. What I was going to show them is the money that has been in the last hour, just to put it in perspective. You know, I mean, you know, I get Rob's getting a bit sick and tired of, and pop on stage if you want, Rob, just follow the links at the top. But it's, it is disheartening when you think 1 hour ago, $8,000, 2 hours ago, $8,000, 6 hours ago, $8,000, 7 hours, $8,000 ago. You know, look at 8,000, 8,000, 10,000, 5,000, 8,000, 20,000, 6,000, $50,000, 8,000, 6,000, 5,000, $8,000. And if you went to, this was just in the last day, you know, day 2, the same deal. So if you add all that up, it was well over $150,000. And then you think, well, are we actually making a difference? So right now, 7 seconds ago, $200. A minute ago, 240, 5 minutes ago, 250, and then we go 500, 549, 455, 481, 490, 490, 490, 490, 500, 500, 500, 500, 1,000. Now that's 33 minutes ago. They've had that much money go into the scheme because people think that they are doing arbitrage trading, and they're going to get their money delivered to them on the 1st of March. And it is frustrating for everyone, because if you go to our video that's been online for 6 hours, if only we had that many people, if only if I had enough viewers as I had people signing up for this platform, I would feel a lot happier. But we don't. And we don't get the recognition. We don't get the government backing. We don't even get reporters that are brave enough to put my name in the newspaper to make people aware, because they're scared that Sam Lee's going to sue the newspaper. And, you know, and the lawyers, you know, 12 articles in the Guardian newspaper, and I get one little wee paragraph way at the very bottom of the article that's not even like a hot cookie, and claiming that there's a guy out there who's a lunatic who's going after these guys. You know, I get papers delivered to me from lawyers telling me that people are suing me for $3.8 million to ruin my life. You know, what the fuck? I mean, there's no justice in this world. And I get Rob and I both get frustrated, but it's just like, you know, nothing's happening. I've had 152 people look at a video, which is quite healthy. I've got 9 people watching now. I go into a meeting with 350 people and tell them that we've looked at the code of the website, did a video about it, and proved that the figures that people are trading are actually done manually and not like they're thinking. It's not arbitrage trading. What do? They kick us out. And do you think everyone follows us? Back to here, we've got 12 people in the chat room. I think we didn't get 350 people following us to find out more. They just sit there and hand over their money. It's incredible.
Yeah, man, 2 things, if you want me to breathe on it. So the fact that all that money comes in that you were just showing, yeah, it's kind of disheartening to know that it keeps going. But like all of our efforts, like they could just come up with a new boomerang, a new scheme. And so it's like, wait, hang on, we're putting all this energy into it, and we can't even get to the point where we're knocking on the door of people's thought about the world of all this scam. And, you know, it just goes to the heart of the matter. Like the other point, the fact that what does the government expect us to freaking pardon with all the mess or go after ourselves? How are we expected to just sit here and do freaking nothing? And then why is it just a freaking small thing? Why is just $1 million? If all these scams were only added to $1 million, why is that nothing? Somebody needs to freaking just tell it straight, and then the whole world looks at it for what it is. There's places in this world where they're not allowed to look at the freaking internet, man.
China.
And then during COVID, the freaking truckers got their bank accounts turned off.
Why?
Because they were freaking trying to tell the government that they're evil.
Oh, don't go.
And then a lot of the truckers were not even from Canada. They go there to tell the freaking people straight, and they get their bank accounts turned off secretly. So how much are we going to fall for being stupid? How much are we going to go for this crap? That's the point.
Yeah, it's weird. Oh well. Anyway, bit of fun. But let's go. And what I'm trying to do now is report this meeting, because I think that would be something that we can do, because Zoom don't police their own meetings. You know, that's the truth of it, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so we do it for them. I'm just copying the Good and Tuck meeting notes.
Good and Tuck.
Yeah, it's just funny, isn't it? It's a bit of a laugh. I think I'm tired. Let's go. Anyway, I'm going to do this, and we're going to call the meeting to quit. We're not going to go on for too long. I just wanted to get this. I've got a preset message. So if you are ever reporting meetings, follow the link in the chat room. You'll see that I've got pre-prepared notes. I've got in here, I've got PDFs that I can attach, which I use all the time, which is quite good. What have we got?
Good.
Yeah, Good and Tuck. So now we can, hopefully tomorrow morning, if you are in the German meeting and you have followed us back here, thank you very much. But what we'll literally do now is, I think I've actually got, I don't think I did take a screenshot of him, didn't I? I tried to get his app number. Let's see if it's in the screenshot. Let's see, we've got Good and Tuck. Oh no. Hey, that's that figure. That's interesting. And then we're going to just hit the robot button, send the code, go to my my email that will pop up on my computer, and that's the meeting reported. So I just probably wanted to reiterate what we were doing. I'm just going to send this code off. So this, because I've had my Zoom account banned, even though you might have just seen me on Zoom, don't tell anyone. We can still report meetings, and for some reason my email address seems to get the most response. So that's how you'd go about reporting the meeting if you really wanted to. So what we went through today, and sorry if I'm a bit grumpy, is I can't scroll all the way for some reason. Can't you, Rob? Fuck's sake, Rob. I'm getting pissed off now, mate. You've pissed me off. Well, I have to do everything for you. I'll bookmark things for you. I'll send you links, and there's the link to the meeting again. And best I just reiterate my meeting. I'm not going to be here for long. So this is Andrew Bragg, the senator, talking to Sarah Court, about blockchain global, and then they talk about how the police commissioner got a what do you call it? A fine. Not got fined, got notified about a scam. Took 22 months to hand it back to them. By that time, it basically gone AWOL. We've actually helped the newspaper here with a lot of information. Sarah Martin, different Sarah, she's wrote 12 articles to create awareness. She's even been on 2 podcasts, which I were apparently going to be on, but she decided to be on them herself instead and tell the story of Hyperverse like she's a hero. That's great. Not sure about that at all. But anyway, they couldn't use my name because I'm a bit of a loose cannon, apparently, so that's all right. So we've now, and then we did actually help ABC News, and they said to us 3 weeks ago, they even said to us last week that they wanted to do a story. They got busy, and then they want to go back to doing the story about Sam Lee, and they was just wondering if I could provide the home address of Sam Lee so they could send someone around. So I said, yeah, I can. And then they said, oh, it's amazing what money can buy, which I didn't understand. And that was the last bit of correspondence from them. They must have got the wires crossed. But anyway, we helped them with some information on this article. So it's been in the ABC News, which is great. And then I think America must have got a bit pissed off with Australia not doing anything. So they decided to charge Sam Lee with serious fraud charges. And I think that the purpose of that was to prompt Australia in the ribs so that they would do something. But unfortunately, nothing really happened there either. So that was the truth of the matter. And then we went to other newspaper articles. So Sam reached out to this newspaper here, and they wrote a retraction. No, they didn't. They wrote his right to reply, and basically Sam's got an opportunity to tell the world that he's a good fucker, and he's providing jobs to everyone. Guy. Yeah, this guy, and they published that. So old Sam Scam Lee, he's got the opportunity there. And then there was this paper here that basically copied Sarah Martin's article and published their version of Sarah Martin's research. And then they contacted me, said that they want to talk to me so they can do another article, a follow-up article, but they never followed me up either. So obviously that was great. And obviously the Australian, which is probably the biggest newspaper in Australia, they published an article about Sam Lee as well. And then we've got this site that I can't even read, but there's numerous articles, as you can sort of see me flipping through here. Is that a word? Through here? That Sam's been a naughty boy, but nothing's done. He hasn't even been charged yet by Australia. So I'm sort of getting a bit pissed off there, really. IROD. What's an IROD? Right, we've got a whole stage full of animals. This is the most we've ever had on stage. What's happening, bros?
Let me read it for you, man. It says, well done, you did disrupt it. He had shat himself and ended the room.
No way. Who did?
Ask Rob. Rob's German.
Couldn't talk.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
I can hear. Can you turn your noise off at the back, please, Rob? Because it's echoing through my video.
Yeah, Rob. Is your Dupa Polish? Is your Dupa Polish or German?
Lisa's already turned the mic off. What's throttle and what's rod? What's rod? Is rod somebody else?
Rod's a newbie.
Oh, good. Anyway, somebody else is talking. I'm sick of it. Or I'll make you watch Egon Henry.
I think what you're saying or not saying today is the classic of why basically these people can get fucked, because you put videos out there and everybody who should be asking questions is fucking silent. This is why I reckon that the police around the world really can't give a shit about people getting ripped off, because these people are doing nothing to help themselves.
It's just an angle, Rob. That's just an angle. That's why we have the ability. We have the ability to put the authorities on the spot to see how they're supposed to, by the law, in each city and each nation, to administer to the situation at hand. What we're doing is we're exploiting. We are not the judge and the jury. So when we take it there and take it to that angle, they have to have a response. They can't just freaking lay around in the dark anymore, man. We got to say something and call them out in saying it.
Oh, look, I totally agree on principle about that, right? But practicality, all right, this is bullshit. This is like herding water at the end of the day, because what we're saying, have a look. Let's go back 2 years. Hyperverse, Hypernation, Hypercosmos, Hyper bullshit. These people went from one to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, to We're All Satoshi, to God knows what else they've gone to. And they just keep on going. It would not bloody matter if you had 10 Sam Lees out there, right? These people would keep on going. There'd be another Sam Lee that would come up. There'd be another mug with money that would come up. And they'll just go into one because all they see are dollar signs. And I actually reckon that some of these aren't pissed off that they're in a scam. They're pissed off that they don't profit. And they go into the next one hoping that they're in the queue that profits rather than the ones who lose their money. Where's all the people asking questions?
But it should be the authorities telling us that, Rob. The authorities of every governance.
No, I don't agree with that, because I think if you're the police, all right, and I know this is a radical angle here, but if you're the police, all right, and you're getting, like a person who's saying they're a victim, and then they're going straight back into, like the next relationship, if you like, with another scammer. Well, how do you say them? At what time do you stop actually, answering the phone calls? You know,
that's a fictional. That's a desire that you would have. But the Sarah lady flat out said in that Senate, whatever you call that, she said, Danny, you recall what I'm saying, right? You there, Danny?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm just listening.
She flat out said, she flat out laid it out there like it went from this to this to this, and then he called out and said, did the police find out or launch an investigation or whatever? So it's within the government's hands for the chain of situations, the line of all the places of the scams, for them to pull it all together and do something about it. But they've never acknowledged to the public that we've seen this, we've had our statement about it, and this is the reason why we don't do anything. So until then, they need to be put on the spot. We can't live in the fictional world in all of our grief over this. That's the reality. Because if it's not these scams, there's other crimes in the world that are horrifying. And we could go in there and do investigatory work and find out the same freaking dead ends and the travail of all these people's lives being horrendously freaking outcomes like this. And we're still going to come to the same end, that the government's not going to do nothing. It's called whistleblowing, man. We have to lead the government to do the right thing, even by example. What Danny did earlier is showing the example of what the freaking rat bastards that are paid by tax dollars to do the freaking job.
Yeah, I get that. And I think that it's excellent to get the word out there. But I don't think these people are listening. Like, I seriously don't. You went on a German meeting. Now, let's think about this. How long has We're All Satoshi been going? How long has Boomerang been going? Who founded We're All Satoshi? Who's been in the news being charged? Right? How many people in that meeting? 300 plus. How many of those did their due diligence? How many of those are reading the news? How many of those are researching anything?
Yeah.
Sweet
I'm with you. It's so freaking scandalous. It's so scandalous that they could have 300 more of these scams in the pipeline already in the works, where they will get to what they did today with the German meeting, like cakework, like clockwork. Nothing to it. They know how to do it. They're doing it. And the problem is that the government has nothing to have their hand involved. To say, like the lady said, they applied for a certain business license, but it was turned down. So what about having a certain office where people can report, and then you're obligated to go find out the due diligence?
Yeah, but hold on for a minute. Hold on. You're talking about regulation. You know, like if you're going to run anything, you know, that you have to go and apply for a license and blah, 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 blah. All these people don't want regulation. You know, this is what this whole thing about crypto is based on. No regulation, no centralization.
That's why Danny's on the front line. That's why Danny's leading the way with this thing.
Yeah, and this is the whole thing, and it could even be, you know, that maybe in a year or two, people actually realize that a person like the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger is one of the very few places that you're going to actually hear what's going on.
What's going
Kudos, Rob. Let's sing a good song. You ready?
No, we're not singing songs. We don't need songs. I'm actually sending my email off to every senator email address as we speak. I'm just sitting here doing it. Yeah. No, don't kill my audience totally, mate. We've already killed them. So, how do you like those?
They don't even want us to sing, Danny.
No. I mean, you know, we've had a lot of victories lately. I mean, you've got to, you know, it's pretty cool. You know, like we've done a lot for people who are vigilantes, for the use of a better word.
How many people? How many people on yesterday? All right, so this is a question for Susie, because Susie would have. Well, I'm assuming that Susie watched the training yesterday. How many people saw that ridiculous figure on the DApp for the profit, $7 trillion, and asked about it? How many?
Right.
How many people would have been on that German meeting and would have seen that screen when they went into the DApp and the $7 trillion there listed as profit, and would have asked the question, sweet FA, these people don't care about the details. It's staring right in front of their face, and they just go, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't even think half of these people know what stuff we're talking about even means. So, you know, like you're talking to, you know, like the lowest of the lowest common denominator. And that doesn't mean that they're sick or anything. It just means that their focus is on money. Their focus is on something other than what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm so enthused about creating a methodology or a way where the videos speak for themselves, that we are taking the approach to go after the authorities, step up, step out, make a litigated conclusion to the matter, and then we can report on that in real time. That's what I want to do. I want to go live every day with Danny saying, hey, this is what we come, like behind MLM, but in a video format.
I think
I can remember actually watching a Hyperverse meeting about 2 years ago, and you know, like a few people asking negative or reality-based questions, and he calling them dream stealers.
Yeah.
Dream stealers. All right, so this is the leader. This is a person with all the power, the charismatic following, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And if anybody asks a question to bring people down to earth, you're a dream stealer.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And that actually, that's actually, it might sound a bit, I don't know, hard, but that actually, I remember that. And that was like, you know, that was just actually quite devastating to listen to when you've been doing what we're doing, you know, and it's like, just crazy.
Yeah, it's the perfect, perfect straw man argument, because they can't challenge the question that you've made. To actually sit there and answer the question would be too awkward, because it's going to be bad news. Like, for example, back then you'd be asking, well, where's my 3x? Where's my 4x? Where's my withdrawals? You know, how come my upline has vanished. You can't answer that because it's going to be, well, actually, we're not paying you 3x even though we said we would. We're not paying you 4x even though we said we would. You know, like your upline is gone because they've taken some money and pissed off. You know, so they go, well, we can't challenge the question, so we'll challenge the person asking the question. Typical straw man argument. Put the person down who's asking the question. Dream stealer. And everybody's there because they got a dream to be financially independent.
Yep.
Because the reason they cut me off was because I used AI to read the question.
So next time, write it out and don't use AI. Like, here's the question.
You want to hear me try to translate German, mate? From text? I can hardly speak English.
No, write it out onto a translator, right? And and share the screen. If he doesn't want you to use AI.
Oh,
I'm going to let him share the screen.
Because I've had my Zoom accounts banned, haven't I? And I do everything off a cell phone. Yeah. And I share my cell phone on the screen for your viewing.
And to answer Rob, yes, people have changed. I mean, I don't know if you've been listening to the VIP 5. If Danny's been sharing those calls. People will not go into any other program now. I've called, 6 of them? One guy, diehard, I'm going in no matter what. And the other 4 are like, I'm not touching anything who have these people associated with it. And the other person is like, oh, I was in it. I didn't know that. And now I'm stopping.
Wow, that's cool. We're still making a difference because I think that's the point, really. Susie wants me to look at a website address, a crypto address. I hate when she does this because I find something shocking. You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, Rob, I'll let you off the hook with a comment about the video, but just to clarify, what did you mean? I shouldn't have used the word video?
I think if anybody's asking a question and you start off by saying, you know, I'm doing a video or I made a video, well, that's just the end of it because they're thinking, well, you know, like there's nothing that we want that, you know, like there's nothing that we're doing here that we want recorded. Have a look at the We Are All Satoshi YouTube channel. They haven't stuck a video up there for ages, and yet on some of these meetings, people are asking Grace, can I watch a recording? Oh, yeah, you know, like we'll put a recording up, you know, they get asked about Trashy's master training a lot. Oh, yeah, you know, like well, they haven't put a video up. Why aren't they putting videos up? You know, ask yourself. I don't know the answer to that, but I'm just saying.
Quite funny, though. I'm really proud of the Avengers and the impact that we've had. And literally, we have actually got some really exciting stuff happening at the moment in Dubai, which hopefully will pan out to something really exciting. But in saying that, we've got a lot of people that are helping us fight this battle, put it that way. And that's quite exciting, you know what I'm saying? Like these senators.
I think the, you know, like the idea that popped into my head yesterday was there was a lady years ago when I joined Toastmasters who gave a talk, and I thought it was her personal story, but apparently it's an old story of, you know, like a lady who goes for a walk along the beach and there are starfish and they're all washed up after a storm.
Oh, my God. You're not going to do friggin' Debs.
No, she picks up a starfish and she throws it into the sea. And then she picks up another one. And an old guy walks past and he said, why are you doing that? Because all of the others are going to die. And as she's holding one and she throws it in, she said, but that one won't.
Yeah.
And I think if you apply that to, you could have 300 people on a Zoom meeting somewhere in Germany, and you go in there and try to ask a question and get cut off. By the way, you got cut off because they didn't want to hear what you were talking about.
I like this, Rob. I think your resolutions are really polishing out there, Rob.
Yeah, well, this is
still going to the gym?
Still going to the gym. That's a low blow, wasn't it, really? Just saying. I don't know if I said it out
I love it.
That's right, boys.
There may be a person in that 300 person Zoom call who was your starfish.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob.
Yeah, that's good, man.
Let's put an emoji around that one.
I've just about got every Senate's email address. I'm actually gone through all the Senate's email addresses now. I'm going to send a mass email out to the Senate in Australia with the correspondence I've had from Sarah Martin. And then I've got, in my email, I've actually got a link to all the money that's been lifted off the platform. And then I've said, don't you guys care? And it's probably going to get me arrested. But let's see what happens. Or molested. Hopefully molested.
Yeah, but I'm in this with you guys until, you know, at least one moment of clarity. What?
You're on the run.
I'm trying to tell you, like, if there is some sort of form of correction at the end of it, even for one starfish, I'm in it with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay Danny's rent. YouTube.
Hey, you don't know how much I live in the mansion 50 stories up with my Lamborghinis. You don't want to pay money.
I'm going to have you a campground over here, so you could do this in America.
Yeah, it's going to pay my rent equivalent to the rent that you would pay in Bangladesh. You can go there. I've nearly done all my emails. You're going to watch me send this.
Beach.
Peaches. All right, there we go. We've got the last one now. Now watch this. I'll show you something interesting. Two things I want to show you. First thing is this is the email that I received back from Sarah Martin, basically giving me a number and telling me they couldn't access the video of Yvonne Henry and Kate Longley defrauding somebody who's two Australians. In the video, I highlight who the Australians are. And then I got a reply. And then I wrote back with the actual address that the 5 amigos, which I call the ANZAU crypto whaler, and it basically crucifies those Australian bastards. And I've now got a copy of this email going to every senator in Australia. So so all I need to do is figure out how to send the send button, and that will theoretically. Oh, there it is down there. You ready? Sending. Let's see what happens. Loading. Just sent an email to every senator in Australia. So that's going to be exciting. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's rock. Now,
how many do you think will come back?
Well, I'll probably get a few bouncing back, I'm sure. They'll probably say they don't work here anymore. They got asked to leave. Like, hell. Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry, the senator can't reply to your email. They are presently doing 5 years hard labour.
Now we're just going to check out Susie's link. She's gave us. Is that a word? Give us. I'm trying to find the chat room here. Where's the chat room? There it is.
Everything that comes out of your mouth is a real word, Danny.
Is it? I call it a chat room, something or other.
Whatever you call it, it's real.
Okay, that sounds good to me. All right, so let's have a look. Change now. Oh, look, we don't want to start doing change now stuff. What's this link you've given us here, Susie? I love it when we go to everyone ready. We're going to go look at we'll do it together. We'll hold hands. All right, you ready to hold hands, guys? We're going to go to an address that Susie's given us. Once I figure out what button, we'll go to Polyscan. Somebody read the notes. What's happening there, Rod? No one asked about it's zero. What? It's nuts, Rob. I'm watching the next large move of dollars. Oh my God. So she's actually watching more money. This horrifies me. So we're watching an address. Have we got a label for that one by any chance? It says not found. They're getting more money out of Boomerang than was. Hey, why does it say not found, Susie? Have you given me the wrong address? That's not like you. Was it me? Was it you? Oh, they're all getting pounced.
Person pointed out the other day, you know, like if you had invested and got a whole pile of BTCC, or even if you swapped it for USDT, if it's still on the BTC 20 network, there's no guarantee you're going to get any of it. But if you sell one Boomerang license, you're guaranteed 5%.
Yeah, just like Rob, to that point, just like when they said before GSM, you remember how they were like, somebody bought a bunch of miners and then tried selling them. That actually is not what happened at first. What actually happened was people were trying to get money off of through the bridge, or not the bridge, whatever they called it at the time. And then they were like, oh, this is where we're going to have to put an end to it. And that's actually when they ended it. And then they started talking about GSM to cover it up. And then they start talking about the bridge issue and then the Christmas present. So you were right about that point all along. Is if we had $1 million,
goes to his head. That address, Susie, doesn't work. You've just killed the meeting. That's it. You're fired. You're fired. Sorry, Susie. Now we're going to go to change now. Are we, and fill out the form instead? What do you think these forms? I hate these forms because there's a form where you can fill out things to complain. Because this change now, does that apply? Like, oh, I see. So do you complain about the Germans? Hey, that'd be funny. Now we need to write to German. We need to write to the Germans and tell them they're starting another war with the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger because they're letting people broadcast their meetings. All right. So let's say, we've got private chat. What have we got here? Crypto. Yep, don't read that out loud. Oh, it's a private word in there from. Yep, that's good. I'm waiting for. Okay, so the address ending is changed now. What?
So is there supposed to be a crypto exchange?
Got me.
Oh, no, she's given up now. She's given me the full address. That's what I was politely asking for, but a roundabout way. So excuse me for being a bit, I don't know, is brash the right word?
If you read what's on there, that's actually quite interesting because if you created a scam like that, that would be perfect.
Well, everything that Susie gives us is always interesting, Rob. That would be clear, wouldn't it? So change now.
I could catch up with her.
Yeah, she's a pretty clever lady, actually. She's more than just a super lady. Change now is, what is it? Read the word, somebody.
It is a non-custodial. Where you go?
Sorry, Rob.
You read, Rob.
I was trying to talk, Rob.
You're always trying to.
And then, where you go? You can't see the screen, can you, Richard?
No, I was trying to say if there ever was a Dalversal, she's already like well advanced past that. And then you start talking.
Well, it made change my life. Rob, read the words. And Susie's, I hope you're not upset with me, Susie. We're giving you a big hug now.
It said, Change Now is a non-custodial service created for simple and fast cryptocurrency exchanges. We strive for maximum safety, simplicity, and convenience. We do not store your funds or require any sort of active of account creation. Change Now has almost 700 coins available for exchange and does not hold any limits. You can exchange as much as you want, account free, worry free, faster than light.
Sound effect.
The fiat option, I think this was invented by Albert Einstein. The fiat option, not to be confused with the Ferrari option, is also available. You can buy cryptocurrency with Visa or MasterCard through our third-party partner, CHN Group, LLC, a company incorporated in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Registered address is St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Euro House, Richmond Hill Road, Kingston. Is that Jamaica? Was that in the Caribbean anyway, isn't it?
Why was
but
that
the postal address is Netherlands.
Oh. Good and tack. All right, I don't know why that was relevant, but I'm just saying. Hey, Susie, what should I label this new? Oh, it's already been labeled. Oh, okay, I got you. Hold up. Sorry, I didn't. That did not do anything for my anything. That last thing you read out there, Rob. Just saying. But what we are looking at
good and tuck.
Good and tuck. We are looking at the routing table, and we're looking at transfers. But this is where we all gasp and go, "Oh my goodness! How does Susie find this stuff? Oh my God! Is that 8,600? Was that $1 trillion? Do we?
No, 8,620.
No, that's it. Oh.
Hey? Oh, okay. So don't get too so we want to look at money coming in or out. I forget. Money going in.
Whose wallet is this?
Well, we're working on that. We've got a table for it. It's called routing. They give me these names. This one's called a route table, AX.
Ja, aber die kam, also ich finde, da ist eine Also man hat gedacht,
Ja, ist
wenn
cool.
du ein Crypto-Wallet hast, ja, du hast ungefähr so 24 oder 26 entweder Buchstaben oder Zahlen. Ja, so.
Is that German?
Und die gehen, je nachdem, wo die rauskommen, kriegt jeder so einen spezifischen Link, also quasi der Crypto-Zahl. Ne? Jetzt haben die irgendwann einen Weg gefunden, dieses Krypto-Adresse, also den ihr Bank, sogenannte IBAN-Nummer als Krypto, jetzt erkannt und dann gucken die, aus welchem Wallet es rausgeht und dann wohin.
What's that noise? Is that? Have we been
I
invaded?
thought it was someone talking. I thought it was one of us. Is it
Oh,
not?
yeah, I know.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I know a Thomas that can speak German.
Yeah, no, we can hear you, mate. We're just trying to figure out what you're saying. Does that make sense?
I was just explaining to my wife.
You're German. Did you follow us?
Yeah, I was just
you're
explaining
a
to my
hero.
wife how you got one of the like I was telling her that every wallet address is sort of like like a Swift address when you do like bank transfer or like bank transactions.
On the ledger.
Right. And I was just telling her that you guys have somehow found out how to comply that, as in like take a note of like which addresses belong to whom.
Yes.
So then when you put them all together, it sort of at some point it will make sense because it'll go like, okay, this from this Boomerang wallet goes to this secondary party, and then this secondary party goes. So everything is sort of like labeled, and you can actually backtrack it.
Oh, Rod, I just remember who you are.
Man, hit the bell, man.
You know, because I get Rod and Ron, and we have Bob together on the same thing. I've got you now, mate, because you can speak German, right?
Right.
You're German.
Yeah.
Funny that. Right. Yeah, no, good stuff. So were you in that German, is that the same German meeting that you were in the other day?
Yeah. But the thing is, when I try to give I don't know how you got through so quickly, because the last time I was in, I sort of raised my hands and then they disabled their chat. And then by the time it was like, it came to Q&A, I was on and then I started talking and they're like, oh, I can't hear you. And I was like, but I can hear it. And then at some point they sort of cut me off and I was like, and then they told the group that, he's having technical difficulties. And then sort of my mic was like, I was muted.
Yep. Yeah. They muted me pretty quick, but I was waving at him for about 15 minutes first saying, g'day, g'day, g'day. So I figured he felt like he had to.
You got through like really, because you got through like within the presentation. And normally they don't take any questions during the presentation. That's why I was like,
yeah, they were just lacking.
Mate, I am the Crypto Ponzi Scheme Avenger.
Oh yeah, good for
you. Good stuff, mate. Well, I'm actually amazed to see 300 plus people in that room already.
At the end there was like close to 400 just before he shat his pants and sort of like closed the Zoom up pretty quickly.
Let's get you a cape, man.
Oh, so he literally did actually shut that down, because I heard that. I don't know what I'm looking at here, Susie. I just don't seem to think I'm clicking on the wrong button, but I know that you'll direct me. That's good stuff, mate. Oh, good on you, Rob. It's quite neat having. We've got an inside. We've got let's just say we've got a good contact on the ground in Dubai at the moment, which I'm quite excited about.
I want to say welcome. I want to say welcome to the guy. I didn't catch your name, but you could come on in with Rob anytime. Rob's always looking. So Rob's always looking for help and to help other people. So I encourage you to come on more often.
He's been here. He's here the other day actually for about an hour and a half. We had a good chat, didn't we?
Awesome.
And we've been on the phone as well.
Yeah.
He's my German brother from another lover. Is that right?
It doesn't say much about your mum, does it? But never mind.
Well, we don't let's go there today. I've had a bad day already starting off. Okay, so Susie keeps firing me these addresses. Am I looking for the ins or the outs, Susie? You've just do I look for money going? So this is money going into the platform, and this is one I have. We've already labeled this one. What? Don't make fun of the Germans. We've got one here, mate. You know what they get upset with
I'm
us.
German.
Are you German? Is that
I'm
your last
German.
name? I thought you made that name
I'm
up.
Polish. I'm Polish, Russian, German, and Irish.
Oh, he's got issues. Okay, so all right. So what you're looking at here, Susie, I've already done this. You must have been away putting the kids on the school bus, but we've actually showing people right now that this is going wildfire. 1 minute ago, 3 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago, 8 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago, 14 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500, let's say 500, all in the last 15 minutes. So we worked this out yesterday that there is actually well and truly over $150,000 going into the We Are All Satoshi main wallet address every 24 hours.
They're doing well.
I'm quite happy for them actually because they put a lot of work into it.
I'll tell you what, you can't have these big shindigs in Dubai, for nothing. It costs money. You've got to earn it somewhere.
Well, one guy I heard of got his tickets delivered just yesterday.
Yeah,
So that,
well, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Well, oh my God.
He took the red eye to Dubai.
So that,
reporting live.
Yeah. So that, that was, I said, well, did you just drop everything and go, Oh, here we go. What are we looking at here, Susie? 2 transactions. So, I see. I think I know what you're doing here. This is, Susie does these things where she watches money go into an account, and it's like opening up a new safe, and they drop like $10,000 into this new safe and leave it there for a few days, and then all of a sudden, this is what I'm looking at right here. Sorry, I forgot I didn't have the screen up, but this is a typical, and I presume I'm getting clever enough to. So this wallet here is no interest to anybody. Oh, where the hell is it? Hold it. This wallet is no interest to anybody really because it's only got 1 cent in it, okay? And they test the wallet by chucking 10 grand into it. And then they put it in. They take it out. I don't know what they do. But then it will sit there for ages. And then all of a sudden they'll start piling a whole ton of money into it. Oh, my God. Here's Lisa. I'm getting love hearts. So I must have got that right, did I, Susie?
Good evening.
Yeah.
Greetings.
Hey, Lisa.
Hey, how you doing?
I think. Oh, sorry,
They're
Lisa. I'm just.
talking a load of bull, aren't they? I need the link so I can go into the Zoom and see what rubbish they're saying.
Oh, yeah, that won't be that hard if you just scroll up a little bit. I think it's all over now, though. Ron just told Bob that Rod. Is that right? No, Ron. We got Bob.
Good and Tuck defecated, and then they called it.
Yeah, I went in there, talked to him for a wee while, and he urinated himself, and then closed the meeting down to change his nappies. I think I get what you're saying here, Susie. This address that we're looking at here had something to do with change now address. So you are looking at where the money's gone out to, and you're saying that thing that Rob read there just before that bored the hell out of me actually was connected to the transaction that happened in that wallet. And whatever that means, come back next week, kids. We'll probably have more information about it. I've already got praise.
I have a question for you.
No, it's not Wednesday. It's not Wednesday, Lisa. It's
not.
One exception. If you could come back, who's your downline? Who's your?
Did you pay $500?
You need to
pay $100 in WAS tokens before you got on.
Right.
Make it a bloody good question, Lisa, because you only get one shot at it.
I have a serious question for you.
Oh, you're on mute. You're on mute. Sorry.
No, she's not. You're not listening. We're listening. We're seriously going to listen to you, Lisa. The floor is yours. Serious question.
Right, I've got a serious question. Right. You know Boomerang, as we all know.
It's called Stick.
Well, whatever it's called. Boomerang, whatever it's called. I lost money and my daughter lost 10 grand in Hyperfast, and I only lost 300. So I was lucky. But even so, but I've got a lot of assets in FidiLook. So they're saying, so what am I going to do?
No.
What shall I do?
You can't call them assets. Lisa, they're
I
not
do, guys?
assets.
I know they're not. I know it's a load of rubbish. It's monopoly money. But
Yeah.
what
Loaded rubbish.
They've been brainwashed into thinking they're assets.
Serious
And
question.
you,
Serious
I
question.
know, I'm listening. Seriously listening.
What shall I do? Just forget about it, or just see where it goes, and just so we got evidence that it's all a load of crap? Because I'm, you know. So what shall I do?
I don't
That's
know.
a question for everybody.
I'll let Rob answer this
Everybody
one.
take a turn. Everybody take a turn for
All right.
the answer.
I'll go last. I'll do the cleanup.
It's serious. I don't know what to do because I could be the guinea pig and like do what I have to do just to prove. But I don't know. So I'm asking you.
I don't have a guinea pig noise. I've got dinosaurs. Rob, you haven't started using your
Yeah,
sound.
right. I like that one.
Yeah. So, okay, Rob, did you want to go or do you want me to go?
Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna ask a educational question here.
Oh,
Okay.
here we go.
Talking to the
When you
world,
put your
Rob.
money-
The whole
when you
world.
put your-
Scammers.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm going
When you put your money in, did you know who you were giving the money to and where they were located if you needed to contact them?
What, my upliner? You mean my
Wherever you put the money in.
So basically, the money went into a crypto, and then I obviously it had to go into a wallet, and then I transferred it to Hyperverse. So I done that, and then I got my free times, and then obviously they say in 90 free at that time it was 300.
Have you ever watched Judge Judy?
Yeah.
No, hold on, because we've got an important point here. Okay. When you paid your money, did you know who you were paying it to and where they were located?
No. All
Then
I
you
thought I was
That's good.
obviously I believed in my upliner, and I thought I was joining, I don't know, whatever, just to earn a few extra. I thought, well, if it works, I don't mind, we'll give it a try. And then I was earning, look, Melissa says, oh, it's doing well, Mum. I said, yeah, it is. She said, I think I'm going to put some in. She said, if you can get that, she said, whoa. She said, I could help me buy my house. I went, yeah, I know, Millie, but you never know. But she's silly enough to put 10 grand in. But we thought, you know, we was just wrapped up in this hyper fun, whatever you call it, hyper fund. I think it was when I joined Hyperverse, when Minnie joined. You know, luckily I only had her as a what do they call them?
A leg.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I can't believe I know the
So
terminology.
Your alphabet leg.
Yeah.
People kept telling me stuff, and I sort of like, do you know what? Fuck it, we've lost the money, and I come off the internet for a long time, and I thought, I'm not doing nothing. And then,
Then you go me.
yeah, then I sent a message. Then I sent a message to my upliner. What's happening with Hyperverse? She said Hyperverse is gone. You should have plugged in. Rah. I said, well, I was just pissed off with them. I haven't plugged in for weeks. Well, and she was not very helpful at that time because she said I should have plugged in, but I knew that all the assets had been frozen, and I thought, shit, you know, if only I'd known, we could have got some of it out. So that was that. So, and then about a year later, I was talking to my upliner again, and that's when I joined Travel, and that's when she introduced FidiLook in the January, and I thought, do you know what? And she said, because you lost your money in Hyperverse, she said, I'll get you a package in FidiLook, and you're my direct downliner. So obviously, I never put any money in that lot. And my daughter had nothing to do with FidiLook. Her account's just she's not interested. So but obviously, I thought, yeah, watching the ad, you earn this, and I started to earn, and I built my team up. Luckily, I funded them just because I thought, looking at long term, like helping people eventually, I won't need to help my team because they're where I've got to. Because I was earning like $70 a day, which is quite a lot, but I put it all back in. I never drew anything out for myself. So it's just like a vicious circle, and I want to get these people. Like they're saying now, they're going to put it. You can transfer. I said, well, we've done all this before, but I don't know whether to just leave it and forget about it and just follow you guys. I'll follow you guys anyway, or try and do what they want to do and see where it takes us. Like it's personal evidence for me as well. Like you're a scammer. You've done this and you've done that. Like one day someone's going to know, and I'm genuine person, you know, who's been stung, and millions of other people have, and it's wrong. But
I'm going to tell you a short story here. That before there was crypto, there used to be Tupperware parties and lingerie.
I remember that. I used to sell Avon, but it's different.
I do like lingerie parties, just saying.
Yeah,
Avon and lingerie parties. Now, I'm going to give you a terrible analogy here, okay?
Listen, Lisa, this is your listening time.
Yeah.
Your story is like you turned up at a lingerie party.
I know.
And there were heaps of people there, and some of them were really bloody good. And you bought a pair of knickers and a bra.
Yeah, I know.
And when you got it home, you thought you looked really sexy in it. And a week later, the straps fell off.
And that's it.
And the knickers split. And you rang up the person. Yep. And you rang up the person, and they said, we have had that before, but look, because that's happened, here's an opportunity for you to go and sell your own bra and knickers. And so you moved on selling the shit bra and knickers to someone else, because that's basically what it is. It's a shit product, and you're trying to recoup your money. You're trying to get your refund, not by the person.
You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it no more. It's gone.
Yeah. You're trying to get your refund, which should be just refunded as cash. But instead of that, they're saying, I can't give you any money, but I can give you some product to go to sell to some other unsuspecting mug, and you can rip them off as well, and that'll make you feel better and get your money back. And I'll make a little bit out of you as well.
So I got on my donkey and I went across the desert with my guys. I looked at other people with wooden checkup and I sold it to them.
So the rhetorical Q&A has to do with knickers. I'm all in.
Yeah. I like bras better. More of it.
Anyway, back to the subject. What should I do with that account? To leave it?
Two questions here, Lisa. You asked a question and Rob gave you an answer. I still don't know the question and I still don't know the answer. So let's just bring it.
Next person.
No. I want to get you. Basically, you're asking for advice on what you should do with what you call assets.
It's not bloody assets, is it? But you know what I mean. I just
knickers and bras.
Yeah,
so you want to find out what to do with your knickers and bras that you bought from the showroom floor at a discounted rate.
Basically.
Rob, answer that.
I know what to do. Rob, keep the clothes on. Keep the clothes on, Rob.
It's not financial advice, and we're not financial advisors.
Right.
But
this is lingerie advice. I take my boomerang and I throw it every day. If it comes back, it comes back. We got at some.
Put Richard in the waiting room. There you go. He's gone. All right. Now you go, Rob, before Richard starts up again when I put him back in. All right. I think he's falling off his high chair at the moment. All right. You ready?
I can't remember what the cognitive bias is called, but there is one where if a person makes a decision, they really want to justify it. Okay? You made a decision. It was a wrong decision. Okay? And if you make another decision to try to undo the wrong decision, that's a wrong decision.
That ain't going to work.
It's not going to work. But it wasn't financial advice.
I would never put another penny into this sort of thing, not a penny.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying that, and a lot of people are signing up for Boomerang just as they say that to someone.
I'm all right.
Yeah. I think that's a good answer. So did that answer your question? And would you want others to have a wee quick answer as well? And if you've got another question, because you can have more than 2 questions, it's not was, you know.
Well, I was just thinking what your guys' view was. I don't know. I just thought I can just leave it and let it die, or I can keep it for one day. They want evidence.
Who wants evidence?
We never know. They might all get caught one day.
Oh, it's just
You know,
that's just an
you
extra strategy.
You just hope and pray. But
Yeah.
the money's
I don't know
gone.
if you've ever-
Like
yeah.
I said to my daughter, like we both accepted it. We'll never get it back. We were conned. That's it. And now I'm just concentrating on like putting awareness really to people. But
Yeah.
hopefully
The
we'll
thing,
get
Lisa,
more people online, you know, listen to us.
we've known you for a wee while. Can you think of another reason why they want you to transfer your alleged assets over to the new platform?
The minute well, there's no money there, is there? But I don't understand all this crypto and all this, so I think they want
I'll
it.
give you one.
Obviously, there's benefit to them. So
Transfer the money in your underwear.
yeah, might as well get more.
The reason they want you to transfer the money onto the new platform is because they want you to become familiar with the new platform, and they also want you in the database, or they may actually think that you are literally going to take them to court, and they might think, well, let's move the liability. She transferred her tokens from one token to another worthless token, so she basically thinks there's some value in the tokens that she moved onto platform B.
Yeah.
So, you know, but at the end of the day, hand on your heart, in your lingerie, do you think that all this is a scam, or just some of it is a scam?
All of it is a scam. Whole 10 yards of it.
So what's the difference?
All it is a different name. It's all part of Hyperverse from the beginning. Whatever was before that, I don't know.
You've been listening to my videos.
Hyperverse, Hypercosmos, Hyper this, Hyper Opinion. I don't know what they had. And then look, come out of the water.
Yeah.
So it's all a scam. The whole 10 lads, all the projects. And I like to ask one question to some of them.
Yep.
Has anybody actually withdrawn any money out to help them pay their bills? To ask me that question. You know, and then the answer's going to be not yet. You know, I'd love to know some of these people, like even prove that you've drawn money out and paid your bills. And that's what people do it for.
Well, funny enough, the people that are on the multi-level marketing side of it have actually withdrawn their money, and they are getting paid in real time. That's why they don't care whether these platforms are a scam or not, because they're literally taking off the platform, the money off the platform in commissions for selling it to newbies.
Exactly, basically. Yeah. So newbies that suffer, and I'm not getting involved in none of that nonsense. I'm not interested.
I do want to read one comment that's come up in the chat room, though. Do you want to read that one, Rob?
I'd rather go and sell on knickers.
Oh, sorry, mate. I can read it. Donald Trump is Jesus Christ. God save us. God save the Queen. Donald Trump is Jesus Christ. All lies are being revealed. Evil is being, I can't even read that word, re-rendered, whatever, religious and man-made to control the people. And Rob's already replied to that one. Oh, you put your clothes on, Rob.
Merry Christmas.
What did Rob say?
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for thanks for joining in there. Now this is interesting because this has actually come from Rumble, and Rumble we've only never, I think it's our second message, because we're streaming on 8 different platforms at the moment. But the last time I got a message from Rumble, somebody asked me if I wanted to have a fake audience, and they would jack it up for me. It might have been Twitch. But anyway, look what happens when you hire a fake audience. Look at us. We're all fakes.
Hey, just to clarify a point that Lisa made there about having a look to see whether other people actually made a withdrawal, that's completely meaningless, because all it basically means is that one person withdrew some money. You know, it's no proof that any
validate the product.
Yeah, it's no proof. You've got to have a look at the project itself, and you do wonder how many people that have been in any of these crypto-related projects, how wealthy they could have been and I'm not promoting crypto because I think most crypto is a piece of shit. But if you just actually gone to an exchange and bought crypto, like stuck your money in Ethereum, Bitcoin, some
Rubycoin.
shit coin, whatever, you probably would have been better off. But this is not financial advice. I'm just saying that logically, you wouldn't have to have gone through an upline and all this bullshit. How many hours a week do people waste on these Zoom meetings?
Hi, Rob. What's he saying? He's playing with his horn again. Your mum told you.
I said hi, Danny. I have something to say, Danny.
Oh, shut up,
Go
Rob.
for it.
Yeah, it's your moment to shine. We'll even put him on spotlight. Here we go. Wait there. Are you ready?
Now you guys are all scrambled, man.
Don't you do a massive rant that's going to last 5 minutes. You do short bursts. You've been warned. Go on.
I can't hear you guys all the way. I'm just going to go. You ready?
Let's go.
Yes.
Her question and answer.
Oh, just turned
her question and answer is just like what Rob said. We're gonna fast forward with my financial advice to Boomerang. I work for WAS. I own WAS. I'm the owner of WAS, and I started a Boomerang, and they tried to jerk me off. So now that they think they have my Boomerang, I'm only gonna allow you to sell my Boomerang. You're going to prostitute my Boomerang, and if you get any money, I get X amount of dollars back.
We just got a P rating.
You still with me?
Yeah, sorry.
I think that's a brilliant point, and I've been saying that myself.
I missed it. Can you say it again?
Okay, so the point is that the people that make money, why can't you come on a live with us and say, we are only limiting our profits to 1.03 or 3 point whatever, and then say we can only do that right now, and one day we'll take it all the way up here where these claims, these outside people like Danny de Hek, the real scammers, why can't we validate the difference between the two?
Can we break that sentence into two parts? You just said Danny de Hek, the real scammers, in one breath.
Yeah, because they call you the scammer. They always call you. They always call you the scammer, and you never cash in on that, man.
Heart pitter patter. Then even my heart rate's gone up to 58.
I think there's a massive point here that Richard made, and I made it, like the other week as well. Is that basically they've made it really clear that We Are All Satoshi does not own Boomerang, and yet We Are All Satoshi are paying out bloody rewards if you sell Boomerang. So where's the payoff there for We Are All Satoshi? Essentially, the CEO came in and said, hey, I've got this real nice thing over here. It's a stick, and I want you to sell it for me, and I'm going to give you 5%. And We Are All Satoshi, this thing that I'm the CEO of, is going to pay you rewards. But we haven't heard anything about whether We Are All Satoshi, We Are All Satoshi, the organization, project, whatever the hell you want to call it, is actually benefiting in return for the rewards they're paying.
Oh, they've got a Vault Horizon.
No. This is where no one's picked up on this.
Nobody talks about
it. All these meetings, and people are talking about, well, if you sell Boomerang, then you increase your check match bonus, all that stuff that I don't understand at all.
Your income wallet.
Yeah.
And if you are benefiting from your income wallet, then you're in on it. You're part of the scam. That's the answer to her question. Those are the people that are benefiting because they're jerking me off and they think that they can go out there and prostitute my Boomerang.
I don't want to think about jerking them off.
That is nothing what I was talking about. Good on you.
Oh, I'm in the cabbage patch.
Just a quick question.
Oh my God!
Either to Rob or Danny, have you ever actually seen a white paper on either Boomerang or on the WAS network?
There's no white paper.
Mate, please, can I answer this?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever gone to an IPO and seen a fucking white paper of a real company. That is bullshit. A white paper, and I've got a business right degree, a white paper is just your idea, right? Your yellow paper is how that idea is going to be implemented. This is nuts, all right? But yeah, that's the terminology that a lot of people are talking about. You invest in an actual thing. You invest in the idea being actioned.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, anybody can create a white paper. Have a look at, what was it, Hypernation? I think it was Hypernation, who actually had a timeline that they were promoting all the time. And the white paper is going to come out here and the yellow paper. How could a white paper come out after it started?
That's what Chavez was saying.
No, but I
he's
think
like, we're going to get it out there. We're going to get it out there.
The company would have more credibility if the people would understand it. What's going on? I mean, a white paper doesn't necessarily have to mean that it does exactly that, but just for people that are going onto these sites, and if they want to find out, it's basically pretty normal to have a white paper so that people can actually inform themselves before going onto some sort of Zoom meeting and then getting subscribed via per Zoom meeting or something like that.
A white paper is actually the list of the idea. So, you know, if you give us money, this is how we're going to use it, and this is how we're going to generate revenue and ultimately profit to pay you back on your investment.
Yeah.
But a lot of these white papers coming out after the thing has actually started, after people have paid money in, and it's just nonsense.
That makes no sense. That means I have to, in other words, I start a business, and then as soon as I'm sort of accumulated enough money, then I start writing my business plan.
Yeah, exactly. Invest in me, and I will come up with an idea, which will ultimately be a white paper, etc.
This company here is that Ruby one. I walked through their offices in Christchurch the other day, and I actually got a guy that we're doing a meeting with in a few days' time, John, and he's had a look through this white paper. But this is a company that does $2 million worth of turnover a month, and they have got their whole company planned out on this white paper.
But when did that white paper come out, and when did the coin get floated?
Well, I assume this company is as legit as they come. So I don't know the answer.
You're making the assumption as well, aren't you? You know.
Well, I read something about 2014. They had produced blah 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 blah, something like that. Just now.
Yeah. Well, this is literally correct. What you
but
just
you can
said.
check that out also on Coin Market Cap when these sort of coins come out, because they have sort of like a glossary of what sort of tokens and sort of like the idea behind the token. As in just general.
Yeah.
Right. That.
Well, you're bringing out a good point, because Danny, you remember that sheet, that pitch deck screen where they had the different the payments from the different scams from the hyperverses? That's what needs to be shown to the government, is how they're all interconnected in the so-called crypto world, in the so-called tech space, and then they have to go back and validate all those points, because Danny holds more water to, validating and legitimizing the fact that they're scams more than what these people even want to go find out to investigate.
Well, here we go. Right here, actually, if we're looking at this one here, how do we find out when this started?
It'll have all
or about. Go to the about.
I see the white paper linked off here. I presume it's the same one.
After that loads, it'll have the option to select all. And when you have a look, if you scroll to the left side of the chart, you'll be able to see a start date or a rough time when it started.
Yep. Okay, why does it take so long to load? Oh, here we go. Shall we go all?
Good grief, what's that?
Yep. It's when they started. See, they were way back here. So this is the highest it's been. I got in around about here. There. Well, it feels like there. Don't know. But anyway, so we go back to all. It's the 22nd of April. Is that right?
Yeah, and I think in that white paper it's got a date in there of 2021.
Yeah, so this was after. So this would have, they might have said in their white paper they plan to launch their blah on this date. So if we went here, I know this white paper isn't all about Rubycoin because it's about the company they make gaming software, for example. So now, just waiting for that to load. Is that loading? No, it's not going to load. So let's just go back.
So it says it started in April 2021 with 9 billion Ruby tokens.
Is that in the white paper?
Treasury.
All right. So that's
you have to go to the about page.
On the website or on the white paper?
No, on CoinMarketCap, just where it says about. It says news, market, news, and then right on the right it says about.
I'll bring it up again.
And you see on that white paper that you're having a look there has got published December 2021.
Yeah.
At least that version of it anyway.
Exactly.
Ruby.
And I mean that's just the that's when it just came out. Doesn't mean it already had like all the functions or all the games or everything sorted out.
Okay, I've stuffed up on this quite majorly. I'm trying to find it. About us. Yeah, the back button. Back button.
Just go back to your go back to your CoinCap market.
Yeah, trying to a Ruby token price. Excuse me, coughing away. Oh, I'm having troubles, Rob. You know what it's like. You do know what it's like.
I don't have that, Rash.
Oh my goodness. Here we go. Now that's not the same coin though.
Rudolph. It's Rudolph.
No.
Oh, maybe I just go to coin.
Ruby, not Rudy.
Just go directly to CoinMarketCap.
Yeah, I'm working on it. It's just the computer's going, what are you doing, Danny? So we now need to search for Ruby. It's taking a wee while to let me have a go at this. Painful. Okay, so now I search Ruby. RYBY.
RUBY.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Recent searches.
You got a wrong coin.
Nah, I've just clicked the button. There we go.
All right. Okay. Yeah, here we go.
All right, so where we going?
Right, and then it says charts, markets, news, and about, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then you go on the about page, and then that's sort of like the generalization of what it's all about. And then it also says when it sort of started and the basic idea behind it. But that, again, that's very general.
And I know because I've been through their factory. I know a guy that works in the office, and he said that their focus isn't really on their token. Their focus is more on their products or services. And to me, that sounds more like, you know, if you want to be part of the company growth and the like, then you can participate by, you know, perhaps sitting on some of their tokens rather than them starting a token with nothing behind it, sort of thing. And I have no idea.
That's a cool way.
I actually got go, Rich.
I'm saying that's a cool way to bring a value to a token or a coin is, you know, accompanying it with actual products and valid services. Like VidiLook is not a service. It's not a product. It's a freaking scam.
Well, would we be able to find Boomerang or was on here?
No, because it's not a token, or they haven't applied that it's going to be a token or a node or a network.
They just scam people to think that they will be.
They were talking about a Boomerang ICO, weren't they?
Yeah. Same thing with WAS. You always say, we're going to get it on the exchanges. We're going to get it like GSM, like the GameStop MEMS thing. We're all going to do this collaboration.
Yeah.
But what are they saying that they're going to bring to market?
Well, they were saying that the BTCC was going to be launched on an exchange, didn't they? Remember that? And around about Christmas or New Year time.
Is that like now a new coin, or is that like a token?
This coin.
It's a coin.
The BTCC.
Yeah.
The coin.
But what they are minting it? They're mining it?
I could go into all this, but I won't, just to save everybody. But essentially what they're supposedly doing here is to mimic how everything worked for Bitcoin, but there's no real mining. There's NFTs that are called miners that are allocated the same percentage of coins every 10 minutes as happens in Bitcoin. Yes, and the price of the coin is basically related to how many of the miners are hooked onto that one mining node, and before you can do anything,
it's an NFT.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So to be real, sorry, Rob.
Yeah. Well, the only other point that I wanted to make is that even though you mine BTCC, you can't do anything with it until you harvest it, and that's what the B fuel is. And the B fuel is calculated at $3 per day. So depending on how many miners are on the node and how many coins are allocated every 10 minutes and so forth, on and so forth, right at this moment, the harvest cost to be able to do anything with each coin that you've mined is well over $100, but you can see the swap price of the coin is $64.
What I was going to say was,
in fact, today that coin's dropped by 0.25%, and it's been steadily going down, but that's actually a sizable drop. And the volume has increased. It's usually about 10 to 15,000 from what I've seen, and now it's 29. So things could be moving down.
Rod, what I was going to let you know is that go ahead, Danny. It's your show, man.
No, I was just going to ask Rob to explain it. But you carry on. I'll bring up Rob's favorite picture, and you ask the question.
Here's a question for Rod before we move to Richard. Rod, if you have a look at that chart graph, whatever it is that you want to call it, that's at the top right of the page there.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had a look at that, what would you think was happening to the price of the coin?
Well, basically that it's potentially going up.
Yep. Sizably. That graph chart has been there for as long as I can remember. It never changes.
Oh, what the percentage is always the same, or what?
The percentage changes, but I can't work out what they've actually based it on. But the actual shape of that graph
is
just exactly the same.
Just the graphic? You mean?
Yeah.
Well, if you look
the
at that, it's basically a no-brainer. Anyone who's even an idiot. Oh, we start low and then it goes up.
There's a few of them associated with this.
Rod, don't overestimate the intellect of an investor in BTCC.
Obviously, I've done my lesson.
Yeah.
Well, that's right there with what I was going to say, Rob. At the beginning of what you were explaining about it being an NFT and not an actual miner, when they first pitch it to you and you're not even knowing that you're being pitched, you're thinking that it's like a good step forward with technology and everything.
Yeah.
If all of it was legitimately on point to everything they point out of how the white paper should go, it effectually, it intentionally should be just like a real arbitrage trading machine, where you're supposed to get the miner making the money, and he alluded to the fact many times, Chavez did, that not only are you going to get the BTCC, but that's going to be like your bank. You're going to have so much BTCC that you're going to do all this with that, all these different options to do stuff with it on the exchange. And then at the end of the day, all they have done is taken your USDT, made it look like it's one thing, and on their exchange, they moved it around over here with the smoke and the mirrors, and essentially they traded your money for the potential of a coin to exist. And at the end of the day, that's what we get is,
I mean,
all these smoke and mirrors.
I get the product. I mean, if it was like, if you are paying for mining instruments, setting up nodes and doing all the infrastructure in the, in the background, fair enough. But if you're telling people this NFT that has no use case because it's just there, it's like it's just a token. It does nothing. If you're telling people this token somehow computes and will create these BTTC coins, that's sort of, I don't understand. It's what don't these people understand how it works?
What he called that was the decentralized app. He made it seem like because he created the DApp, now we have our Bitcoin code, Rob, the BTC20 or whatever, the blockchain. He essentially created it for everybody to view, like, because we can get people to come in the door for so cheap, you're going to be able to do everything that the whole crypto space is doing. You're going to have a coin, like you say about a token creating a coin or whatever. He made it out to be on point, but what it ended up being is all a lie. He lied.
I've got another problem with this, because if he's actually selling, because this is what he's actually doing, you're paying into this Boomerang or whatever they're called, and he's literally selling you an NFT, which now makes it sort of it's a legal transaction, because you're paying for a non-tangible
exactly.
Token.
And then he tried to get away with that.
As much worth as someone else would actually pay for it.
He tried to get away with that by saying Sam Lee was the owner, and then he was the owner. But because Sam Lee originally was the owner, he doesn't have to have the legality to the origination of it. So essentially, he's trying to act like he's been sold it. Essentially,
yeah, but he basically has a platform where he collects all these personal data from everyone, and you're buying into whatever you think you're actually buying, but what you're actually buying is an NFT. So if it does go to trial, all you can say is these guys,
I got two things.
An NFT, which is on the market, whatever value worth. So,
but it's not.
Yeah, and there is an NFT market as well. And the interesting thing is that, obviously
within the DApp,
NFT, anybody who's in the right position can print as many as they want. And there's been quite a big flood of high hash number NFTs flood onto that market.
Yeah.
Well, two things I was going to point out is that you call it an NFT, and just like what Crypto G did with the Boomerang numbers and what Rob's showing in the recent two videos, I never fully bought the idea that it was an official, actual NFT. I always had it in my mind like this could all just be a copy and paste website and make it sound like the tech and all that. So that has to stand before, like you say, before it goes to trial. What's that?
If they give you the NFT address, you've basically done like a business transaction.
Yeah.
You bought a service or a product from their website, which is complete legit.
Right. But that was the other point. Yeah, that was the other point I was trying to signify to you, because you're new here. He tried to back me up here, Rob. Back me up here, Rob. He tried to get away with it because he was rinsing and repeating what Sam Lee had already set in place.
Well, I never make any claims about anybody trying to get away with anything. But the interesting thing
then
was,
help me out, Danny.
No, that's all right.
right at the beginning, we were told that this was going to be Bitcoin 2.0, which confused the hell out of us, because when you go online into the exchanges, there is actually a Bitcoin 2, which was trading at a few cents. And they said that when they release this coin, it will be at $3. And you think, well, why the F would you do that? You know, because you can buy it online, assuming it's the same thing. But of course, you know, like, it wasn't the same thing at all. But because you can, because the price of the harvesting is related to how long it takes to get your allocation of BTCC as if it's being mined, then there's been a kind of bolus handout of miners for, you know, like this, that, and everything else, which actually means that the amount of miners that are supposedly on the node mining goes up and up and up. So the cost to harvest goes up and up and up. And whoever's harvesting is paying their USDT in, their good USDT in, to be able to harvest, to get the rights to swap out a BTCC coin for USDT, which is less than what they harvested it for.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
You falling asleep, Danny?
No, it's good. I'm just
oh, that's Rob breathing on the mic.
I'm breathing.
I'm going to put that down. You guys get me bloody parent. Mind you, I did hear a video of mine the other night, and there's a lot of breathing. But I thought I'd put a noise gate in here too.
No. I'm trying to figure out why we're so fascinated by this. Why do we dedicate so much time about it? I know
because of what you. At one certain stage, you listen to this and you actually think, you know, maybe we should be in it, you know, because it sounds quite plausible the way that some of them explain it.
Never. I have never ever thought about investing. Never, not once. Years ago, when a mate of mine rang me up and told me that I could buy a house if I jumped in his car on a Wednesday night and went to a hyperverse meeting. And I said, get off the phone, you wanker. You're a fucking scammer. That's what I said to him. Well, I didn't quite say it like that. But I said you've always promoted multi-level marketing things. It's just, you know, like I look at these websites and I just look at them and think it's a scam. And people go, oh, you judge them pretty quick. And I go, well, prove me wrong. Show me one platform like this that hasn't, you know, not been a scam. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, sometimes, you know, like you do actually look at it. And I know I've done this, you know, like you're looking at it as if it is a legitimate exchange, a legitimate trade, buy, sell, supply, demand, and all this. And then you think, oi, wake up. Right?
Well, I was always fascinated with both you and Susie, always go looking at what the exchange is doing, for use of a better word, with Bitcoin technology. And I sit there and think, why are you reading this, what I call a fake website? Right. But you understand the nodes and the things that plug into it and how it works, but it's still not connected to anything intelligent.
No, but I think if you're trying to have a communication with anybody who is in it, then it's not that you're talking about any abstract pie in the sky stuff. You're saying, oh, okay, let's have a look at what we can see. What we can see is on that website. Here's what's happening. What does this means happening? But then, as Crypto G said, all assumes that anything we're looking at has actually been set up and left, which means it would be privy to normal happenings, you know, action and reaction. But then you go and have a look at the beta site, and you wake up one day and there's $7 trillion fucking dollars on it. It came from nowhere. And 185 million flash loan used, which came from nowhere. And it's fucking left there. And you think, well, someone stuffed up, but they haven't even got off their ass fast enough to change it. And idiots looking at it go, oh, I didn't notice that.
Let me back you up, Rob.
Yeah.
Danny, let me back up Rob. that's the answer for me too. Is when I first found out about the old WAS, that was before I found out about Danny. So, like the first week I found out about Danny, but I didn't know what Danny was doing. I didn't know the enormity to the scam until the mining began. When I said to Danny in the chat, in the text conversation, I said, if he does not explain how the money's going to be created to hand you, you know, for the value of the mined coin, then this is a scam. And so ever since then, leading up to that, I'm like what Rob said about the information. You're looking at the stuff like, okay, let's at least talk about what we see and then keep it all in a proper arrangement. And that's where I came with the tech in the crypto space, is like I had only limited knowledge that people buy and hold, or the level of the scams out there was where people are getting scammed through the freaking Facebook or something. And, you know, like the mining scams. So when Crystal and Nicholas were talking to me about making money, I just wanted to find out the information. So I was automatically like sold, like, oh, all I'm doing is getting information. I'm not paying for information. There's a community of people that want to find out more. So that's where they get lost. And that's where I found Danny. So that's why I'm saying all this stuff to Rod, because if you never heard any of this, where do you start? Because the financial world is not regulated by the freaking people that are having the power and the authority that are supposed to be doing something. They don't give a crap. That's why I'm here.
Yeah,
that's why I'm still talking to you guys.
Yeah, and I think also, you know, like as well as it actually not being regulated, is that a lot of the people that are actually involved, that's the highlight. You know, the fact that there's no regulation is like this hasn't got anything to do with, you know, like the government. No central agency is able to interfere with what we're doing because everything mainstream is shit, et cetera, et cetera. I missed a bit when I was shaving. I better get that.
I hate that. Go get that, mate. Midstream. How about that? Yield notes. Now that's an interesting one. I'm sure there's been stuff on yield notes. We just
Danny, that's the other reason why I liked getting on the line with you, because like you got that guy right there, that Oz guy behind MLM. Yeah. People are finding out and reaching out to people through like a media like that. But when I realized that you're in New Zealand and you're literally like ahead, you know, when you set your watch, you set a timer, you set an alarm.
Oh, I'm in the future.
You've been on the cusp of all this, and I was so intrigued to be like, you know what? They wanna make it a highlight, you know, like the get in early kind of red flag. They want to make it a big thing about the information and the technology with all this stuff. But I'm like, heck yeah, at least I'll be on the right side of it by going, you know, communicating with Danny. Let's get after it. Let's go.
Can I feel your face?
A question for Rod, because he seems quite clued up, probably a lot more clued up technically than we are, is that they've also sold nodes which are operating on the BTC20 blockchain. And if you bought a node, you had to pay $27,000. And there was the minimum requirements of what your machine had to have, which is pretty low, which would be one of the lower spec laptops if you purchased it today. But you can have one person, I think, has got like 5 nodes on the one machine as well. And they said, oh, that's fine.
Yep. So,
Rob, what was the count for all those? Like a couple hundred nodes, or what was the final number that
they were supposed to be 300 30? Nodes, and there were 30 validators.
He over talks with it, doesn't he? I think we need to flick him in the eye every now and again.
Hey, who Richard? Oh, he's fine today.
Yeah,
it's hard. We all have to work on that.
Oh, I wasn't over talking Rod. I was talking, and then Rod talked too. So please interject, Rod.
I over talked him then.
You want to punch me in the face?
No, I would have flicked you in the face.
Do you have a
It's more fun,
question
just
out of
a wee
that
flick like that every now and
initial
again.
statement?
Keep you in line.
So you've got a guy who's got 380 nodes, and what was the question?
Well, they sold 300 nodes, and they sold each node for $27,000.
Wow.
And they were saying that this is going to give you a return of approximately 182% APY, which is going to be, I think, paid out in BTCC.
Ooh, lucky
and so if the price of BTCC goes up, then that 182% APY will increase. I think that was going to be like a one-off fee of $27,000, and you got that for in perpetuity. And if you bought a node, or if you bought several nodes, that you could stick them all on the one computer, because that's fine.
Well, basically, you don't buy nodes; you buy the ownership of the node, because unless you get servers and computing powers, and like the knowledge of how to set that up, you don't really own the node. You just are the owner.
You're about 90% there.
And
they were encouraging people to buy the computer.
It's a transfer. It's like a data transfer. If people use your nodes for transactions, depending on what your nodes are used for, and you don't decide what they're really used for, initially the company that sells you the nodes, they've got like a master plan. So if you are in gaming, they'll probably sell nodes, like a limited amount of nodes for this gaming. And if the community grows, then obviously they have to install more nodes so that the gameplay is like fluent. Because if you have too many glitches, people won't play on your network, for example.
Yeah, and so like nobody actually knows nodes.
What came first, the node or the boomerang?
Nobody knows where those nodes are or what they're doing.
Well,
and there's only one node that is operating or allocating all of the coins to the NFT miners that are on the BTCC chain thing.
Rob.
Yes.
Rob, did anybody ever check the white paper, the supposed white paper on the BTC20? What do they call it? The scan?
Did you say BCC?
Scan?
I never had a look
Did
at
anybody,
it. I went and had a look.
Hang on,
Yeah,
I'm trying to say.
Sorry.
Let me finish the question.
Let him try.
Did anybody ever look on there to see the supposed white paper, including the selling and the purchasing of the notes?
No.
That's not an obvious question?
Oh, look, that's incredibly obvious. And when I saw that there was a night paper.
I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, white paper, not night paper.
Click my screen, man.
Yeah, I had no inclination to check it out.
What am I doing? What's wrong with you? Turn your mic off and on. Oh, he's got issues. Not you. No, sorry, Richard. Edit mic settings. Banned from stage. Tempting. Turn that up. Turn that down. Noise echo.
Oh, he's good.
Really? We can hear you good. He looks grumpy there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He's always grumpy. You can tell his beard twitching.
So we've got Rob, Bob, and Rod on the stage. Did you hear about Rob, Bob, and Rod who walked into the bar and they were dressed up as horses and the barman said, "What's with the long faces?"
No.
Moving right along.
I thought it was funny. People are laughing. All right. Anyway, where did we get to? Nodes. Which is going to come back.
Did I help you with that question? As in, like, again, a node is sort of it's basically within point A and B of sort of, if you want to go from point A to point B, on the way there you would need a node. Yeah, and this can either distribute data or if it's like a blockchain node, it's sort of a decentralized ledger where it holds like all these data, and then it just uses like little blocks if it has to grow. So
and the validator, is that similar, or is that
yeah, you have
complex?
Yeah.
Mm.
So on nodes you have like it validates also if like if the transactions are good or not. Like it'll check where it came from, where it's going. Oh, it's pretty hard to explain.
I think that in the ideal world, which we don't live in the ideal world, like people like you and other informed people, Jim is one person that comes to mind, and Crypto G and Susie and stuff, would actually have an open forum where a person like Chavez or Sam or whoever that was going to present a project could actually present a project and explain what they were going to do, and people had that open forum to ask questions. That never happens, does it? You know, like people just buy into a project based on numbers, and it's usually return numbers. There's no, how is this going to be generated?
I think people are not educated enough in the crypto like realm. You know, it's really easy. It's hard in the beginning, but once you sort of jump the first rope or jump the first hurdle, it gets easier because you have more of an understanding of like the processes and sort of the general idea behind everything. But in saying that, just because someone has a great idea doesn't mean it can actually be, or it would be executed, because most of the time in like project, it lacks infrastructure and funding.
Yeah, well, like
the general idea with that arbitrage thing is actually a really smart idea if it would be profitable. But if the arbitrage trades won't make enough profit, then the infrastructure can't be paid for, because they have to, every month some amount of money is going for electric, server, infrastructure. You have to pay people the technical side of that. And if those trades are only making a few cents, even if you have millions, you still have to accumulate as much money to pay off whatever your overhead costs end. And obviously, we're a company, we have to make profit as well. So
I reckon that's a really good point, though, because arbitrage trading initially was large sums of money, and the tiny deficiency between point A to point B. So now they're telling people to use $100, and all of a sudden, imagine if an exchange literally has a percentage out that's sitting there for more than 2 minutes. I mean, people will be capitalizing on this left, right, and center because it's money sitting on the table that no one's taking. It's like saying, oh, there's $1. If I just switch this to this, there's $1 on the table that I can steal or take as mine because I did a transaction. It's ridiculous. If it was,
I think like you have a look at arbitrage, which like a lot of people may have heard of, and the idea of it's very easy to explain. And you have a look at crypto, like you just mentioned that word crypto. Everybody has heard of Bitcoin. Everybody's heard how many people have made a lot of money out of that. So they think, hey, I'll get into crypto because this is, potential to make a lot of money. Like you ride along with another arbitrage. So this is where people can actually get a lot of instant interest from people by just mentioning keywords, and people aren't actually either understanding what's behind it or how it works. And of course, like has anybody, like this is an interesting thing, has anybody actually ever seen a trade on Boomerang that when you look at the transactions did actually appear to make money?
No, Rob.
Well, I haven't.
Yeah.
No, the last Zoom I was on, they actually tried that, and it sort of kept crashing, like the program, or they had to always start rebooting the web, like renew the website again. So
yeah,
whenever
yeah.
it
But
went through,
the issue is, Rod, is that to gain credibility, right? There were a lot of live trades, as they call it, and they, like a lot of them crashed, and they put that down to the delays because they're on Zoom and they're trying to access the service and all this kind of stuff. But actually, when those trades do go through, they pay a profit. But when you go and have a look at the transactions within the trade, where they received the flash loan, they bought
I saw one of the videos that you did about how the money goes from 1 to 3 to 2 to 5, and
yeah.
Kudos on that, man. Good work.
I've never seen one that actually showed after they've done those 2 transactions out and in. I've actually never seen one where it actually made money. I've seen them pay profit, but I've never actually seen the trade make money. Yeah.
So I'm thinking because, and plus arbitrage is not exactly free. There's always some sort of they're not just going to hand, no company in the world is, even if it's on crypto as well, no one is going to give you free flash loans. And if they give you $100, they probably expect, I want $101 or something. That's just an example.
Yeah. Well, there is a fee. It's
in your transaction or the thing that you're swapping has to be so profitable that you actually, within that profit, you're paying off the arbitrage fee, and plus, don't forget that gas money you have to keep paying, because I think that's what you're going to be bound, or you're going to lose the whole time, because even every single transaction you're doing, swapping coins, there's some sort of gas fee that has to be paid, and even if it's a small amount, it just sums up.
Yeah, like here's a question for you, because I haven't ever bought crypto, but I have bought real shares. That if you go and purchase shares, like let's say I want to buy 100 shares that are valued at $2 each.
Right.
It's 100 times 2, which is $200, but there will be a brokerage fee.
Yeah, exactly.
Which could be like 1%. It's usually higher than that, but for the purposes of this. So I'm paying $200 to buy the share, and I'd be paying the equivalent of $2 to the broker to allow me to buy those shares. So
you're only paying that brokerage fee as soon as you sell your stock or something. Like when you buy it, depending on your broker, there are websites where you can. Okay, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no. So I was just wondering that if there were 2 lots of the money going out and arriving in, and then the money going out and arriving in, is the gas fee that's charged, was that like the only fee, or would there be a fee that was built in to that transaction that actually was the equivalent of a brokerage fee?
Well, the way I saw it from your what you had posted once, because again, depending what exactly you're trading or what sort of token you're trading, you first have to get your USDT and swap it into that sort of coin that you want to trade with, right? Unless you already bought X amount of tokens that you don't have to keep on reversing your USDT in these tokens. And every time you swap these tokens, it costs money. Yeah, these the platforms, Uniswap, Binance, or not Binance, but like any sort of crypto trading platform. Every time you swap a token into something else, you automatically have to pay a spillage fee or gas fee. Well, spillage fee basically.
Yeah, and interesting, because in that code in the website there, I thought there was something in there about calculating random percentages for the spillage fee and gas fees as well.
Yeah, so I wasn't really sure about it, but either I mean, if they on that what was it, Boomerang, on even if they have a real exchange on Boomerang, I mean, they could actually be making money just off the spillage. I mean, they don't really care if people make trades or if they actually are profitable or not, because every time they have to swap their coins from MetaMask on their exchange platform, they're making money already through spillage.
Just explain that for me.
Okay, you know how I've just heard they have to have their MetaMask wallet connected to this Boomerang exchange site, right?
Yep.
Okay, and say if I only have USDT, I need Matic. So the first thing I have to do, I have to go to this. I have to go to Boomerang, and buy. No, sorry, I have to do that before. I think I have to buy Matic before I go on that exchange platform. Right, but depending what sort of a trade I want to go into, I have to make sure I have that sort of token.
Yep.
And so if I'm on their platform trading that for that token, every time I swap my token, what I got from my MetaMask on their exchange, I'm already automatically paying spillage. And then depending on their trade or that flash loan, I don't know how that works, for example. If there's another transaction fee that I have to get covered, or I have to have this much amount to get this much, or if it's already within the trade.
Yeah. The cost of the flash loan is essential. I just got to work out how this goes now. It's 0.5%, I think.
0.5%.
Yeah.
Right.
Ultimately, like 0.5% of the money. Oh God, 0.5% of the money you pay back. So one of the calculations that we did, there's like 0.5%.
Oh, Danny, do you have that thing with all the numbers on it as well? Sort of how the what Rob did once, where it said on the first line that's 1, and then it goes to 3, and then it kicks back to 2. Do you have that somewhere stored?
I don't quite know what you mean, to be honest.
I mean, I can't really explain everything, but there are some things that made sense to me when you were explaining, Rob. That's what sort of what got me like really interested.
Yeah, it's actually it's 0.05%, which means if you borrow $100 flash loan, you'll be paying back the equivalent of 5 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah. As you can have a look on those trades, transactions. Like if you enlarge that there, Danny, you see essentially they ended up with $100 at the start.
Yeah.
And you'll see if you scroll down to ARE toward the bottom, they paid back $100.05.
Hold on, I'm just going to refresh that. It's got I've got the name saved now. There we go. So $100.98.
Yeah, they received 100 at the start in the first transaction, and then they paid ARE back. Wherever it's gone. Oh yeah. They paid it back $100.05.
Yeah.
And there as well was the algebra gas fee of 2 cents.
But I'm guessing if you swap tokens, you're not. If I swapped 100 USDT to Matic, I'm not going to get the equivalent of 100 USDT. I'm getting 99.75 dollars in Matic. And then if I use Matic and swap it into another token, obviously I'm not going to get the same amount of the dollars what it's worth. I'm going to get it less. So every time I keep exchanging or swapping tokens, the amount of the token's wealth decreases.
And so that's decreasing. Why? Because there is like an amount that is. Yeah. So is that like, for example, if you have a look on the transactions here, so
they're minimal. They're minimal.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, like for example, when it's got that it went from the Boomerang Flash Loan Authority V3 out to Uniswap V3, Fratmatic Stand.
Their Rapmatic is worth $98.20.
Yeah.
So they swapped from their Boomerang Flash Loan Authority V3 $100, and they got $98.2 worth of Rapmatic.
Yeah, and did that transaction? Do you think that transaction would have included a small fee? But yeah. So the fact that you're swapping around, you inherently, by the laws of averages, are going to lose money, aren't you?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying it's a total. The total was what you're seeing, not the full transactions, gas fees all wrapped in together as one.
Yeah, you're getting it's like the net amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with one of the videos, you said it was all clear until you saw, okay, we don't know how this money, well, we saw this money goes back to this guy, but it's not, he actually made a loss on his trade, but he's still giving this guy like a sum of profit. So it just insinuates the guy that actually made the trade thinks, oh my God, look, I did such a great trade and I made a profit.
Yeah, and people are only having a look at the profit, and I guess I can understand that at the start. But then when a few people start asking questions, you think, well, are these people watching any videos at all? You know, because like in this one here, we just worked out, if you want to keep it really basic, if Danny, you'll just go back to where it was. If transaction was it go 13254, 13254. Oh God! If the figure in transaction 4 is lower than the figure in transaction 3, they lost money.
Yeah.
All right. In transaction 4, you got $398.57.
Yeah.
And in transaction 3, you got $399.69. So essentially, they lost $1.12, and then they had to pay the gas fee, which is another 2 cents, and then they had to pay the flash loan, and somehow they ended up paying $4.29 in profit. So that profit doesn't follow from what we saw before.
Yeah, but that's one of the things I think no one, because that's really like into detail. That's sort of like, you know, the expression always follow the money and then you get your answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's because it's so sort of encrypted. I mean, I'm really glad that you sort of found some sort of way how to sort of explain sort of how what you think might look like, how they trade the assets. Because when I saw just all the numbers, and I was just like, because I didn't tag any of those crypto addresses, right? So
Yeah,
I have no fucking clue what's going on.
And when you do tag them, obviously it completely changes. But just like credit where credit is due, there was Crypto G who uncovered that. And even when he uncovered that, and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, fuck, I still don't follow that.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get my head around it. But once you do get your head around it, you go, oh, that's obvious, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, it takes if some just person who's just invested and hasn't really got much of a clue about crypto, and then trying to sell him on, hey, you know what, just look at these figures, he's not gonna really like comprehend what he's meant to be looking at. I mean, Crypto G makes amazing videos, and he sort of dumbs it down a bit, which makes it even more better for the likes of anyone.
I think, like for example, I'm always having a look at, if I want to explain anything, how do other people explain it to me when I think they're explaining really well? And if I want to find the answer, like you're mucking around on your computer and you run into a problem, we'll say operating Microsoft Word, and you think, oh, how do you create a table with, x-axis, blah, 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 blah. As long as you can phrase how to ask that question, you can stick it in Google and you can find the answer. And sometimes it's a how-to YouTube video. What you don't want a 10-minute video. You want a 60-second video that says, well, you go here, there, and that's how you do it. And I think sometimes, the problems that I've had, I know others have it, is we'll create a video and we're trying to explain this, but this is actually located half an hour through the video. Yeah. So you got to watch half an hour to get there. And we know that 80-90% of the people have tuned out in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. So that's our problem, to say, if there's an issue with crypto on this particular project, here's what the issue is. Here's how you see it. Here's what to look for. And it's about a 2-minute video.
Yeah. No, that's not there, Rob. This does not make sense at all. $5 profit.
So in here, well, you haven't started at the start. There's a trade off the top. Yeah. You started with 501. You sent it out, and number 3 came back at 499.69. 499.69 is in transaction 5. That ultimately came back 13 cents less, but you started off with 501.25, so you've lost what, 125 plus 44, so $1.69. You paid gas fee at 3 cents, so that's $1.72. You paid another 25 cents there, so 172 and 25 is 197. You lost 197. You paid a profit of 523, so 197 plus 523 is $7.20. So that cost Boomerang $7.20.
Yeah, but just imagine you're just losing $7. I mean, just think about the amount of money they've already raked in, and if they pay they just have to give the notion of oh my God, you're actually making money. You can actually keep that on for quite a long time if you get people just to keep re-signing.
And of course, and we'll make this caveat, all this is according to our understanding, but no one's come forward and said, well, you got this all wrong. So, at this stage, this is what we believe to be true. Yeah. And so a lot of people,
Crypto G, right? Because I think you took your analogy, or you took your the thing that you also posted pretty much off Crypto G, because I think he did one of those videos where he also explained how the transaction actually works.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the forerunner to this, absolutely, because I used to look at the numbers, and it took me a while having a look at Crypto G's videos to actually get my head around it too. Yeah, but I did. But that's just because it's not how our brain thinks. Because the first question is, why the fuck isn't it in order?
Exactly.
Like it could be showing in order. Yeah. Why isn't it? And there was an interesting thing. We went into the DAP University, which is another YouTube channel, and they were talking about flash loan arbitrage, and it's in exact order. As we start here, ding, 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 to the best of my recall anyway. So, I don't know whether that's just the way that these trades have to show up, but I would have thought that they would show up in order, because even if it's a split second, it still has to fire the right way. Like, for example, you can't purchase some asset unless the flash loan came in first. You can't sell that asset that you purchased until you received it back, until you purchased it, et cetera, et cetera.
The site's down. No, it's not.
Got something
One
to
thing,
because I don't think
that
they
I
use
went-
the asset that they're actually taking from the initial platform. They're just holding on for it as like a contingency, and then using just that amount that they've seen they've got hold in contingency, and using that value in the other arbitrage trade. That's sort of what I'm thinking.
Oh, I
Yes,
see
sir?
what you mean. Yeah.
So they're
either
not taking it out. They're not taking it out.
to-
They're just holding it on as sort of a contingency. So okay, the arbitrage guys, they saw okay, they've got that much value, or they've got that much asset in that exchange. We're going to take the sum of that amount and use it to do the arbitrage trading, because we know in their other exchange they've already got that amount. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, like this is the whole thing. I don't know. So if we are completely wrong, I think there's a great opportunity for whoever, like designed this to actually come out and say, hey, look, there's been a lot of questions on the internet about this, and, like a lot of speculation. Here's how it actually works.
I think they found us. Oh, no, they haven't. It's back.
What?
Sorry. Oh, I had 0.
6, 12. Is that
I'm
7?
going to have to go and get some work done.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that is 7 trillion there, Ron. That's just, we had to ask ChatGPT to read that for us. That's the total profits people's made from this awesome platform so far.
Yeah, it's doing well.
And it went up dramatically in the last 24 hours.
But since you've already tagged that address, wouldn't you be able to find out how much actually they've taken in from?
Not that much, just saying.
Payments?
No.
Yeah, I think there's, like you've got all these stats that seem to be, but the stats seem to be reasonably plausible, except for the one where the site went down for maintenance, and when it came back up, the number of trades had decreased, the flash loan total volume had decreased, but the profit had gone up. And you think, well, how could that happen?
See that, Rod?
And,
that's literally.
That's from ages ago, is
24
it?
hours ago. Well, 24 hours ago. Oops, hold it. So that's nowish, and this was 24 hours ago. Well, maybe.
And even that's wrong, of course, because that flash loan volume would be around about 18 million rather than 184.
Yeah. And then wait, it gets a little bit better, because if you go to, we had 2-hour gap between whatever it was. We had about 2-hour gap, and then we worked out within 2 hours they only made $2,000 total profit more than the total that we screenshot 2 hours previously. So it had this massive growth. So there's either somebody out there who's really, really happy at the moment, or their website.
When you screenshot the amount of trades, did they actually go up?
Good point.
Right?
I think so. Let's have a look. So that's total trades versus, so it did. Everything else went up, but the mathematical equation, because first of all, the 185's got a comma in the wrong place, Rob?
No. You see, this is where we thought that the comma had been put in the wrong place. But then when we saw the flash loan being used, it was going into the 110,000 columns. If that comma had been in the wrong place, then the 8 and the 5 would be changing, but it wasn't. So it basically meant that the comma wasn't in the wrong place. And then you started to think, well, where's that figure coming from? Is it coming from a database, which you assume it's calling from? But then you think, well, is that manually stuck in there to make any sense? And then, like a few hours later, that total profit turns up. And that total profit's been there for what? At least a day and a half now, hasn't it?
Yeah. We had a bet that it was going to last 24 hours. Say that again?
The same amount, you mean?
No, it's changing all the time.
Well, the
So-
error in it has been
Watch
there.
again.
You know, like that's obviously wrong.
Yeah.
Watch this. I'll refresh it right now. Okay. So 92 is the figure at the end.
Yeah.
And voila, somebody's just made. And we had 00 for a while. See, it's not grabbing the data yet. So where's that coming from, Rob? Oh, there it is. And now it's changed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the German meeting that we just crashed, they had 00. It didn't have the real figure. Only thing I could think of is I had my wallet address attached. So if I disconnect my wallet, now I've got no wallet, and I hit refresh.
Yeah, and you see it's already changed.
Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. When you did that, yeah.
It's always interesting, Rob. All right, guys. Well done, guys. Well, I think that's a pretty good effort for today, a Monday. A good way to start the week off. 2 videos already, and we're only 11 hours in, Rob.
Appreciate your comments, Rod.
Yeah, all good.
Yep. And I'm going to run along, get some breakfast, and start packing.
I have to say, you got a really fucked up accent, by the way, Rod, because the first time I heard you the other day, I could have sworn you were a Kiwi. So you've got some interesting blend of German and American.
I've actually integrated. I used to play with a bunch of Kiwis, so I just picked up on whatever they sort of talked. It all depends of my environment. So when I was living in England for a while, I caught on to a bit of a British accent in it. So you just your speech impediment.
Say soccer.
Oh, hard case. Yeah, I can tell you a little story. Years ago, I had a shop in town, and a lady walked in, and she had an American accent. And I'd just been to America for a holiday, and I used to have this little game trying to guess the state that accent was from. And the lady walks in, and I said, "Oh, yeah, like, what state are you from?" And she said, "Germany." And I said, "What?" And she said, "I'm German." And this really broad American accent that sounded like Californian.
I'm German.
And I said, "But you've got an American accent." And she said, "Oh, I live half a year in America, in California.
Okay.
And I live half a year back home in Germany." And apparently, the moment that she lands in California, her voice just flips into this American accent, and apparently it kind of flips back when she goes back to Germany.
Yeah. So I think that's how we adapt. Basically, we just plan yourself and then sort of adapt, so we don't sort of stick out as much.
Yeah. Apparently, there's a big psychology behind it, because there are some people who want to fit into their surroundings, so their accent changes, and then there's others who, for some reason, don't have that necessity, and so they hold on to their accent. And so, like you can see kids that have been here in New Zealand ever since they are like 10, and their Irish accent is really thick.
Yeah,
and they haven't taken on the Kiwi accents at all, and yet others are, like you would never know that they weren't born here.
But it's more of a, again, it's. I mean, I was raised abroad, so I was only born here. I was raised up in Saudi Arabia, basically the whole of Southeast Asia, and then only came back to Germany 20 years ago, and then it's everywhere you travel. It's more of a, you have to adapt yourself and get sort of fitted with the ins and out of everything. So if you're a guy that doesn't care about anything and just doesn't want to connect with the community, then obviously you're going to keep your sort of style of speech. But if you want to get more involved, and people would trust you more if you sort of make more effort to sort of get into their vibe. And that would help me out.
Yeah, no, I get that. No, that's cool. Right, I better go and get some work done.
Yep, I'm going to go. That's it. I'll do some sort of closure on this, and we're done. All right. Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, guys.
Really appreciate it.
Take care. See ya.
There you guys. Right. Well, that was the day. That was Monday, the 26th of February, which no doubt you're thinking, what? Yeah, I'm a Kiwi. We live in the future. We get people from all around the world coming in here. So, yeah, I just want to thank everyone for participating. I think if you watch this at the start, you'll probably learn a little bit. But more importantly, if you're thinking that Boomerang is actually a good investment opportunity, we've just watched $150,000 disappear from investors, who think that this is real and genuine. Last night's video, the one just before this one, you can see Rob actually showing the back end of the website, breaking it all down bit by bit, showing you that all the figures that you see at the front end are actually not true and genuine. They are just made up figures to stroke people's imagination into thinking they're finding it's too good to be true, basically. So if you are thinking about investing in any crypto platform, think about who is, I should say, behind it. Can you ring them up? Can you go visit their offices? Where's their company registered? Can you look at their white paper? Is the white paper come out after their token? Is it evolving their white paper? All this sort of stuff you've got to sort of sharpen up there, guys. I always say to people 3 things I look at to see if something potentially could be a scam. And that is the first one, does it involve crypto? It's an easy way for people to get your money, isn't it? They ask you to invest fresh USDT and their eyes light up. The second thing is, does it involve some form of reward or affiliate program? Does it reward people who introduce you into the platform? If it does, it normally involves multi-level marketing. That's another red flag. I even have a red flag in the office, so I can wave it at people and say, please look out for the red flags. That's the 2. And the most basic red flag is something that you would have learned, your mother or your father would have told you. It sounds too good to be true. Does it sound too good to be true? Can you put $100 in, do nothing, and then come back in 600 days and it turns into $300 and you can take it back and just walk away without doing one little thing? I mean, does that sound too good to be true? Of course it does. Put those 3 things together, and in my books, I've never been proven wrong yet. It's not rocket science. If you want to invest in crypto, go buy some crypto on one of the exchanges. Make sure it's not FTX, if you know what I'm saying. Find a good exchange, learn a little bit about it, ask a few friends perhaps, but just stay away from any platform that's designed to take your USDT. I get people contacting me on a daily basis who have lost a lot of money. I've got a lovely lady at the moment, who's an Australian lady, invested $128,000. She used her superannuation money. She's now gone to 2 crypto companies who claim they can get her money back. She's invested in 2 of those companies, thinking that one of them must be right. She's now lost more money. Do not fall for anyone that claims they can get your money back. You will just lose it. If you need any advice and you want to support the show, you can do some simple things. One thing you could do is this is my my website is dehek.com. If you have any information, you can simply submit it on dehek.com by going to the Contact Us page, and in there you'll find a form where you can submit information anonymously. The other thing that you can do is you can go to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and you can support me financially. I don't like asking for money, but unfortunately I do need money to run what I'm doing. You can support me simply by buying a cup of coffee for $5, or you can even become a member. A lot of the people that you would have seen in here today are members. They've either purchased a bronze membership for $1 a month, a silver membership for $5, $10, or they bought a platinum lifetime membership. It helps keep the doors open. And the other thing you can do is I have a wallet address, and you can literally, support me by putting money into a wallet. And I do have people do that, and it's really nice when they do it. I'm just going to copy that into the chat room, so you can cut and paste it. But that keeps the wolves away from the door, so to speak. Other than that, other ways that you can support the channel is simply by being here, being present, engaging with my videos, hitting the like button, providing a comment, sharing the video on your social media, or stick your neck out, use your name. Oh, and I've got this little friend of mine called Pixel, who's camera shy. And if you've been following my YouTube channel for the last couple of years, you would have seen Pixel as a puppy. And I used to hold him in my hand. He's very affectionate. He's a bit camera shy, though, ain't you? You are. Anyway, so that's me. I hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll see you in the next video. Pixel just loves cleaning out my ears. Might be a bit gross, but he hangs on to me. He's my boy, and he's a cuddly little boy. So a bit of disruption over the next few days. We've got to move. The next 8, we're moving offices, moving studio, and hopefully all will go well. So if you don't see me here every morning, I endeavour to be here at 6:15 in the morning to run a show for 3 or 4 hours. I'm trying to sort of make them a bit shorter so people get their lives back. But if you are thinking about investing, these are what these long-form videos are designed to do. They're literally designed for people. Spend the morning watching us, and we normally cover all the basics when it comes to investing and losing your money. Pixel, you mind? I'm on the internet. All right, there you go. Good cuddles. All right, guys, we'll catch you next time. See ya. Ugh.